Chapter 45-91. Lin Fei didn't encounter any trouble on his way back to the heavens-reaching church. Instead, he was quite relaxed. After returning to the heavens-reaching church, he went back to his mountain peak. After returning to the mountain peak, Lin Fei had a short closed-door training. It would only take a few days for him to sort out his gains from this trip and consolidate his strength. When he came out of the mountain peak, Su Tianxing came to him with a solemn look. Lin Fei was a little surprised. "Look at you. Did something happen to you? Why do you look so sad? Did you get stuck in your realm again? Or did someone bully you again? That should be impossible." Lin Fei had a pretty good impression of Su Tianxing. At least when he was not in the heavens-reaching church, Su Tianxing would help him pay attention to the situation and would know any trouble as soon as possible. Therefore, Su Tianxing said that if Su Tianxing really encountered any trouble, Lin Fei wouldn't mind helping him. At least, he could leave one of his men in the heavens-reaching church. Su Tianxing's face was indeed filled with worry as he said with a wry smile, "Junior fellow apprentice, I think you don't know what happened in our heavens-reaching church. The eldest apprentice brother of our heavens-reaching church has come back. It's said that a lot of things have happened since he came back. You might not believe it." Of course, Lin Fei had heard of the eldest senior fellow apprentice. This eldest senior fellow apprentice had a very mysterious background and was the most powerful one. Most of the time, he was not in the spiritual world. It was very likely that he had gone to the worldlet to travel. Only in this way could he constantly improve his strength. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the heavens-reaching church is so big. It's impossible for this eldest senior fellow apprentice to make trouble after coming back. Lin Fei didn't care much about this matter. It had nothing to do with him. If Su Tianxing hadn't mentioned it, Lin Fei wouldn't have been interested in it at all. Su Tianxing said with a wry smile, "It's nothing. However, this eldest senior brother is back. He didn't come back to rest. It seems that he is ready to inherit the entire heaven-reaching church. He has already conquered the Immortal Gang and the Elysium in a short time." Hearing this news, Lin Fei was indeed surprised. He knew that the Immortal Gang and Elysium were very strong, especially the Immortal Gang, which was the strongest out of the three. This big senior brother was quite interesting. He directly incorporated the small forces of two sections. Didn't that mean that only the Sky Phoenix Gang was left now? "I'm sure it's true." Su Tianxing nodded. Celestial Gang and Sky Gate are no match for Big Senior Brother. They were suppressed directly. Now, only Sky Phoenix Gang has not made a move. That was indeed beyond Lin Fei's expectations. Such a big thing actually happened when he went out for a trip. At this moment, Su Tianxing added, "I've also heard that this eldest fellow apprentice is going to hold a banquet and invite all the powerful favored ones of our heavens-reaching church. Junior fellow apprentice, you'll also be invited." Su Tianxing took out an invitation. Lin Fei took it and opened it. It was really an invitation. The date was not far away. It was only 5 days later. Is he going to hold a feast at Hongmen? What about the elders of the heavens-reaching church? Don't they have any ideas? After all, there are many elders behind the Immortal Gang and Elysium. Lin Fei was not a rookie now. Naturally, he knew a lot of things. Since the Immortal Gang and Elysium could exist in the heavens-reaching church, they naturally had many elders behind them. Big Senior Brother suppressed the two forces at once. In other words, he had offended the elders behind them. Su Tianxing said with a wry smile, "I'm not sure about this. Anyway, those elders seem to have chosen to stay silent about this matter. I don't know if it's the order of our sect leader." After hearing this, Lin Fei was more sure that this Big Senior Brother had returned to the heavens-reaching church. He had indeed come back with ideas. After suppressing the Immortal Gang and Elysium by force, he was going to hold a banquet. He was going to suppress all the gods' favored ones. In fact, this matter had nothing to do with Lin Fei. He was not too interested in the heavens-reaching church. Now, he was only interested in the spiritual world mountain. If he could go to the spiritual world mountain, it would be the best. As for other things, Lin Fei really did not care. Of course, it would be better if he could get some heavenly divine wood in the heavens-reaching church. After going to the ancient tomb of the heavenly king, Lin Fei's idea of heavenly divine wood had weakened a lot. It would be great if he could get it, but it did not matter if he could not get it. He had gained a lot from this trip. He had even reached a cooperative relationship with Hua Xiaoxiao. He believed that he would have a great harvest at that time. The sky-reaching church could be regarded as dispensable. Since this big senior brother rarely holds such a banquet, I have to go and have a look. Otherwise, he will think that I am afraid of him. Lin Fei also wanted to see how strong this mysterious big senior brother was. Lin Fei did not go outside to inquire about this big senior brother. He was not in the mood to do so. On the third day, however, Feng Yi, the leader of the Heavenly Phoenix Gang, took the initiative to find him. Lin Fei was a little surprised. What brings such a beauty here? I just came back a few days ago. Your Heavenly Phoenix Gang is really well informed. Feng Yi came to Lin Fei's courtyard with familiarity. As for who let her in, there was no need to think about it. It was most likely Su Tianxing. Now the whole heavens-reaching church is in a panic, but junior brother Lin Fei is quite relaxed. I heard that you went outside. It seems that you have gained something good. No wonder you look so happy. Feng Yi, who was dressed in white, sat in front of Lin Fei. To be honest, she admired Lin Fei. She believed that he should know about the big senior brother. She did not expect that he could still sit still. People need to be in a good mood. If they are in a bad mood, nothing will go smoothly. What do you think? Feng Yi felt that she was indeed far behind Lin Fei. It was not uncommon for him to have such a mentality. You are a loner, but I am different. I am the leader of the Heavenly Phoenix Gang. These simple words expressed Feng Yi's helplessness. Then why did you come to me? If you want to fight against the big senior brother with me, I don't think I can make a decision. Feng Yi shook her head. The big senior brother's strength is unfathomable. I already suspect that he has become a Heavenly King-level expert. If it was before, Lin Fei might care about it. But now, he really did not care about a Heavenly King-level expert. Chapter 4592. Lin Fei was a little surprised that they did not join forces to deal with the eldest senior brother. He did not know why Feng Yi came to him. Could it be to remind him to be careful of the eldest senior brother? In the blink of an eye, many thoughts emerged in Lin Fei's mind. As for the eldest senior brother becoming a Heavenly King expert, Lin Fei did not care much about it at all. So what if he became a Heavenly King expert? Killing him was as easy as killing an ant. He had cultivated the Emperor-level Great Tao of Thunder. The power of the Great Tao of Thunder alone could easily destroy the physical body of an expert. Moreover, the human race was not like the demon race, whose physical body was strong to begin with and could not last long. Some of the human race were far inferior. If the eldest senior brother was really ambitious, Lin Fei did not mind teaching him a lesson. I've received news that the sect master of the Sky-Reaching Church might be in trouble. In other words, the Sky-Reaching Church will be in big trouble in a short period of time. You have to be mentally prepared. Feng Yi lowered her voice, and it floated into Lin Fei's ears. She used the ability to transmit her voice. This was quite shocking to Lin Fei, and he could not believe it. No way. Something happened to the sect master of the Sky-Reaching Church? Are you thinking too much? Our sect master is extremely powerful. Is there anyone who can deal with him? Lin Fei was 100% skeptical about this. Feng Yi continued to lower her voice. Actually, I don't really believe it, but this time, it's really hard not to believe it. I also know that the remaining 9 immortal sects will make things difficult for us soon. What the hell is going on? Even Lin Fei was a little confused. The sect master of the Sky-Reaching Church had just gotten into trouble, and the other immortal sects were already planning to make a move. Did they really think that the sky-reaching church was a piece of bone to be gnawed on? If that was the case, then their thoughts were too simple. If this had been said by someone else, Lin Fei would not have cared much. However, it was said by Feng Yi. If so, the situation would be completely different. This Feng Yi was quite capable and knew a lot of information. It was likely that she had received some secret information. In the following days, junior fellow apprentice Lin Fei, you'd better not go out. Otherwise, you will inevitably encounter dangers. Recently, many spies have come to Heaven's Reaching Church. These spies are very powerful. All of them are hiding there. Feng Yi really did come to warn Lin Fei. After all, in her opinion, Lin Fei's strength was still quite strong, and he still had potential in the future. If any accident happened at this time, it would be a bit of a pity. Lin Fei's eyes flickered as he said, I don't think that someone is dealing with Heaven's Reaching Church or conspiring against our spiritual realm or unifying it. The question was too big, so big that Feng Yi did not know how to answer it. I don't know either, but based on the information I've gathered, there should be a lot of movement in our spiritual realm. At the very least, it won't be peaceful for the next few years. In any case, you have to be careful. Lin Fei was not surprised that he could not get a good answer from Feng Yi. It was not bad for her to know this. Are you still going to attend the banquet of the eldest senior fellow apprentice? Lin Fei asked with a smile. Feng Yi nodded. Of course I'm going to meet this big senior brother. After all, he just suppressed the Celestial Gang and Sky Gate. My Sky Phoenix Gang probably already has an idea. He has already arranged for someone to come over and propose to take us in, but I rejected him. After hearing this, Lin Fei became more sure that this eldest senior fellow apprentice might really want to integrate the power of the entire Heaven's Reaching Church, or inherit the entire Heaven's Reaching Church. It was not good news. If this eldest senior fellow apprentice really inherited the entire Heaven's Reaching Church, Lin Fei's chance to get the heavenly divine would be even slimmer. As the saying went, cutting off one's wealth was like killing one's parents. Lin Fei's need for the heavenly wood wasn't very urgent, but anyone who stood in his way would be considered a small part of his enemy. Even if this person was the eldest senior fellow apprentice of the Heaven's Reaching Church and had great strength, Lin Fei would not let him go. Then I'm more eager to meet this eldest senior fellow apprentice and see what he thinks. If he's easy to talk to, I'll naturally talk to him. If he's not easy to talk to, I have a temper. Lin Fei laughed. Feng Yi also laughed after hearing Lin Fei's words. She really hoped that Lin Fei would stand on her side. If Lin Fei stood on the side of the eldest senior fellow apprentice, no one in the entire Heaven's Reaching Church would be able to resist this eldest senior fellow apprentice. Then let's go together. Lin Fei did not refuse Feng Yi's small request, so he nodded. After chatting for a while, Feng Yi left. After Feng Yi left, Lin Fei started to ponder. The more he thought about it, the more he felt that it was a bit abnormal for this eldest senior fellow apprentice to return to the Heaven's Reaching Church at this time. He should have come back with some ideas. This made Lin Fei even more eager to meet this eldest senior fellow apprentice. How could he have the nerve to hold a banquet? A banquet at Hongmen. Lin Fei had been to many banquets at Hongmen, but he had never seen such a banquet at Hongmen. 5 days passed in the blink of an eye. Feng Yi really came to find Lin Fei. She was still dressed in white, but her complexion seemed to have changed a lot. Obviously, something had happened. Look at you. Did something happen again? Feng Yi did not hide anything from Lin Fei. You won't believe it even if I tell you. Just the day before yesterday, a big event happened in the Kingdom of Demons. I heard that the entire Kingdom of Demons was unified and controlled by a mysterious person. This time, Feng Yi's voice was even softer. Lin Fei's heart trembled when he heard that. The fiendish demon kingdom had actually been incorporated and unified. This was beyond his imagination. He had just returned from that place not long ago. You can't even imagine who the person who took in the demon race is. This Lin Fei was quite interested. I can't say it's the eldest senior fellow apprentice of the Sky Reaching School, right? Lin Fei said. As a result, Feng Yi burst into laughter and rolled her eyes. You think too much. How could it be the eldest senior fellow apprentice of the Sky Reaching School? That made Lin Fei even more curious. Could it be other immortal sects? They shouldn't have such strength. Actually, you won't believe it even if I tell you. The one who incorporated the Demon Clan is none other than the Heavenly Demon Clan. Lin Fei's heart shook. The Heavenly Demon Clan? Could it be the Heavenly Demon Clan that was thrown into the endless abyss? How could it be? How could they appear again? Lin Fei had read a lot of ancient books and knew that the Heavenly Demon Clan was a very overbearing clan. Their biggest means was to constantly expand their territory and enslave all living creatures. The Demon Clan used to be enslaved by the Heavenly Demon Clan. It could be regarded as a powerful clan under the Heavenly Demon Clan, which was the so-called warlord level. If this is true, doesn't it mean that our spiritual realm and other worldlets will undergo great changes? Bookseller's website. Chapter 4593. This news was indeed not good news for Lin Fei. Who could have imagined that the Heavenly Demon Clan, which was recorded in the ancient records, had actually reappeared? He had given such a huge gift right off the bat. He had actually conquered the demon nation and enslaved it once again. This was not a good thing for anyone. In the entire spiritual realm, apart from the 10 immortal sects, the most powerful force was the demon nation. After all, those demons cultivated their bodies, and the stronger their bodies, the stronger their battle power would be. In a one-on-one fight, humans were simply no match for them. The stronger the demons were, the more humans they could defeat. Not to mention those monster kings. A monster king could fight against 2 or even 3 or even more human saint kings. Lin Fei originally thought that his return would be a little more peaceful. He did not expect to encounter such a thing again. Although the Heavenly Demon Clan was very far away from him, the situation in the entire Tianhe region would change greatly. This was naturally not what Lin Fei wanted to see, and he was prepared to travel outside. It was no wonder that Feng Yi's expression was so terrible. The appearance of the Heavenly Demon Clan also meant that the peace and quiet in the future was almost equivalent to the disappearance of. From time to time there would be danger. After all, the thing that the Heavenly Demon Clan liked to do the most was to constantly expand outward, to expand their territory. It was precisely because of the behavior of the Heavenly Demon Clan that the people of the various worlds were very disgusted, because wherever the Heavenly Demon Clan went, they would either enslave or completely raze everything. For example, many of the star fragments in the outer space had been destroyed by the Heavenly Demon Clan back then. Just imagine how terrifying it was. Leader Feng, this matter is still very far away from us, so there is no need to worry. If it really collapses, there are tall people above it to support it. We just have to be careful on a daily basis, and there is no need to let this affect our mood. Women, when they are in a bad mood, they will become less beautiful. Haven't you heard that? This was what Lin Fei said. Feng Yi, who was originally in a bad mood, couldn't help but laugh. I didn't expect junior brother Lin Fei to know about this. Lin Fei chuckled. I learned all this from the books. After all, there are so many books out there nowadays. You can learn a lot by reading books when you're free. I think you're in a much better mood now. Women should be like this. It had to be said that Lin Fei's words had indeed struck a chord in Feng Yi's heart. He was indeed quite worried when he heard the news, because the appearance of the Heavenly Demon Clan meant that the peace of the entire Tianhe region was about to be completely lost. He thought about it again. Even if the Heavenly Demon Clan appeared, they would be very far away from them. One had to know that the Heavenly Demon Clan was basically no different from Rat. He believed that the experts from the other small worlds would definitely not let the Heavenly Demon Clan off. But no matter what, my mood is indeed a lot better. It just so happens that we can go and meet this eldest senior brother. I haven't seen this eldest senior brother for 2 years. I didn't expect him to come back and amaze everyone with a single brilliant feat, catching everyone off guard. Lin Fei and Feng Yi went to the mountain peak where the eldest senior brother was. The banquet held by the eldest senior brother was not held in other palaces. It was held in his own mountain peak. This mountain peak was called the Tongtian Peak. Given such a name, it showed how much this eldest senior brother cared about the Tongtian sect. On the way, Lin Fei also saw many people heading to the Tongtian Peak. However, their expressions were somewhat different. Obviously, they had a lot of things on their minds. Unlike Lin Fei, who basically didn't think too much and went with the flow. When they arrived at the Tongtian Peak, Lin Fei felt that the Tongtian Peak was different. Among all the mountain peaks, the Tongtian Peak was the best one. It was actually connected to a spiritual vein. The spiritual vein poured into the Tongtian Peak. Birds were singing and flowers were fragrant. It was like a fairyland. This eldest senior brother's place is really good. Even I kind of like it. Lin Fei smiled. In fact, people who come here for the first time and see the Tongtian Peak will mostly think the same as you. In the past, the eldest senior brother relied on his strength to suppress everyone and get this Tongtian Peak. Do you know why this Tongtian Peak is called the Tongtian Peak? Because anyone who lives here is very likely to inherit the entire Tongtian sect and become the future sect master. Lin Fei really didn't know such an illusion. He just knew that the Tongtian Peak was very good. It could be said that it was more suitable for cultivation than other places. There were already people waiting outside the Tongtian Peak. The person at the door had a powerful background. Everyone who came over kept greeting him. Feng Yi saw this person from afar and whispered to Lin Fei, "Do you see him? He is one of the right-hand men of the eldest senior brother of the Tongtian Peak. His name is Gu Tong. Isn't it a strange name? This person is quite capable." Lin Fei hadn't been in the Tongtian sect for a long time. He usually spent most of his time outside. Naturally, he didn't know such a person. This eldest senior brother is really ambitious. Even the person beside him is called Gu Tong. It would be strange if he didn't have any ideas. Lin Fei smiled. Feng Yi didn't think so much before, but after hearing Lin Fei's words, she didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Gang leader Feng and junior brother Lin Fei, I didn't expect that you would also come. Eldest senior brother will be very happy to see you. At this time, Gu Tong also noticed them. The former was Feng Yi, while the latter was Lin Fei, who had a great reputation in the Tongtian sect. He had been summoned by sect leader Tongtian. Although Zhang Tai didn't know what they had talked about, it could be seen that sect leader Tongtian appreciated Lin Fei very much. How can I not come to the eldest senior brother's banquet? I have to experience it. Feng Yi smiled and led Lin Fei inside. The Tongtian Peak was indeed different from the other peak. After entering it, Zhang Tai felt his pores were stretched out and he felt very comfortable. At least, Lin Fei hadn't experienced such a comfortable feeling in other peaks. Feng Yi was familiar with this place. She led Lin Fei all the way to a palace on the peak. Many people had gathered at the entrance of the palace. All of them were heaven's favored ones of the Tongtian sect. At this moment, their expressions were not very good. It seems that almost all the heaven's favored ones of the Tongtian sect have come this time. With a glance, Lin Fei made a judgment. Feng Yi nodded and said, "Indeed, all of them have come. Everyone wants to see what kind of means this eldest senior brother has." Chapter 45-94. Feng Yi's arrival made things a little different. Now, the Heavenly Phoenix Gang was the only small sect left. The Immortal Gang and the Elysium sect had been taken down by the great senior brother, so when they saw Feng Yi, they naturally had a different opinion. They also recognized the young man beside Feng Yi at once. Who else could it be but Lin Fei? It should be known that Lin Fei's influence was not small. It had only taken him a short period of time to become a personal disciple. He had even received the recognition of the sect leader. This was not something that just anyone could do. Now that he appeared together with Feng Yi at the banquet of the great senior brother, everyone naturally had a lot of confidence. At least in their opinion, Feng Yi and Lin Fei still had the ability to fight against the great senior brother. If it was in the past, they would not care so much, but it was different now. The news about the Heavenly Devil clan had spread outside. It just so happened that the heavenly demons had appeared in a small world like the spiritual realm. Everyone knew that it wouldn't be long before the spiritual realm became a battlefield. The Heavenly Devil clan was beaten into the endless abyss, which was recorded in every generation. They did not expect that they could open a space crack in the endless abyss and directly come to the spiritual realm. This was not a good thing for them. Therefore, when the sky-reaching school encountered such a thing, everyone was a little scared and uneasy. This time, the great senior brother seemed a little unfriendly. Although everyone recognized him as the great senior brother had suppressed the Immortal Gang and the Elysium sect, which brought a lot of pressure to them. No one was willing to give up their current status, so they naturally had to fight with him. Feng Yi smiled as a greeting to them. They walked into the palace. The equipment in the palace had been set up on both sides, but the great senior brother did not appear for the time being. Instead, several capable people of the sky-reaching peak were all here. Feng Yi also introduced them one by one. Of course, she introduced them to Lin Fei. It was also the first time for Lin Fei to come to the sky-reaching peak, but after coming here, he felt that the sky-reaching peak was really quite different. First of all, the cultivation resources were unbelievably abundant. Then, there were these capable subordinate. Each of them had the strength of a half-step heavenly king. From the looks of it, their strength had only increased recently. Their auras were somewhat unstable. Outsiders might not be able to see this small gap, but Lin Fei could see it clearly. This was one of the shortcomings of someone who had just stepped into the half-step heavenly king realm. He could hide it from others, but he could not hide it from him. Lin Fei had a lot of doubts in his heart. Could it be that this eldest senior brother really obtained a lot of good things outside, allowing these capable subordinates to reach the heavens in a single step? From a saint king to a half-step heavenly king, there were several small realms in between. Even if one spent their entire life, they might not be able to cross it. Now, these capable subordinates were actually all half-step heavenly king realm cultivators. Even though he had concealed his cultivation to a certain extent and appeared to be at the level of a saint king, Lin Fei could see it clearly. They had the strength of a half-step heavenly king, which was a bit unusual. Did you see through some secret? Although Feng Yi's strength was also not bad, it was far from Lin Fei's. Naturally, she could not see the subtle changes in these capable subordinates. This eldest senior brother of theirs is indeed a little different. We came at the right time. Let's sit down and eat something first. Feng Yi's heart was in her throat. She did not expect that Lin Fei would actually say such a thing. Go and eat something first? This is eldest senior brother's banquet, and you actually have the nerve to go and eat something. Lin Fei was naturally very calm at this time. No matter what methods this eldest senior brother had, he just had to sit down and take it. As long as it did not affect him, then everything was fine. But if it affected him, then it was a different matter. Since he was already here, he had to eat something first. Lin Fei casually found a place and sat down. The food prepared by this eldest senior brother was very exquisite, and the taste was quite good. He ate several kinds in a row. This caused many people to look at him. Lin Fei was thick-skinned, so he naturally did not pay much attention to these things. After an unknown period of time, the entire hall seemed to have quietened down. Lin Fei knew that the eldest senior brother had arrived, because his aura was like a blazing sun that was burning fiercely. Even if he had not come close, Lin Fei could sense it. The king rank fire great Tao. As soon as the other party came, Lin Fei felt that something was a little different. At any rate, he had refined the Emperor rank Lightning Great Dao Heart, so he had a certain level of perception towards these great Daos, especially when they had reached a certain stage. From the rank 1 Great Dao Heart to the King rank Great Dao Heart, although it was only a small leap, it was like a chasm, and his strength had undergone a tremendous change. Even if he had not seen this eldest senior brother, Lin Fei knew that this eldest senior brother was indeed very strong. He had actually cultivated the King rank Great Dao Heart. As expected, a figure appeared at the entrance of the main hall. It was a tall figure, and he gave others a strong visual impact just by standing casually at the entrance. Lin Fei looked over as well, and he felt that this person was slightly different indeed. Those that weren't very strong were practically unable to see through this person. His entire body was covered in light that was extremely dazzling, and it caused others to be unable to open their eyes. Only a person like Lin Fei could disperse this might. Lin Fei even noticed that the hearts of everyone present constricted when they saw this eldest senior brother appear, and their expressions changed slightly. They instinctively lowered their heads, and no one dared to look him in the eye. There were very few people present that could look him in the eye. It was a terrifying form of pressure. Lin Fei was even more clearly aware that this eldest senior brother's entire body was covered in the energy of the King rank Great Dao. This sort of energy covered the surroundings, so it was as difficult as ascending the heavens to see through this eldest senior brother's ability. Conversely, one would even suffer a certain amount of backlash. This eldest senior brother has some ability. I'm sorry everyone. I was delayed by something just now. The eldest senior brother walked in with large strides. He didn't restrain the pressure emanating from his body at all, and it burned like a scorching sun. With every step he took, there would be traces of the power of fire in the air, permeating through the air like silk threads, directly enveloping everyone's body. This energy didn't possess any offensive ability, but it allowed this eldest senior brother to erupt with power in an instant. Chapter 4595. Based on this method alone, Lin Fei felt that there was indeed something wrong with this eldest senior brother, who would cover the hall with fire attribute golden threads. These fire attribute golden threads might seem inconspicuous, but when they were gathered together, they could erupt with unimaginable power in an instant. For example, Lin Fei's body was now surrounded by traces of fire golden silk threads. These golden threads were very inconspicuous, and ordinary people would not be able to detect them at all. It was estimated that only a few people in the entire hall would be able to detect them. This method was quite brilliant. Regardless of whether Yi Shiwen made a move or not, this eldest senior brother would have the advantage of time and place. At that time, he would be able to suppress everyone in one fell swoop. As for whether this was what this guy was thinking or not, Lin Fei did not know. Anyway, this was what he was thinking. He would suppress anyone who was not convinced. It was that simple. It was indeed rare to see such a method set up in advance. At first, Lin Fei thought that would be the case. However, the divine tree of life began to rustle and shake violently. This kind of shaking brought about extreme emotional fluctuations. This kind of situation was very rare. Could it be that this eldest senior brother has something that the divine tree of life is interested in? At that moment, a strange thought came to Lin Fei's mind. He casually suppressed the emotional fluctuations of the divine tree of life and became curious about this eldest senior brother. Ever since he got the divine tree of life, he had rarely felt emotional. Today's situation was really rare, which meant that this eldest senior brother must have something that the divine tree of life was interested in. The eldest senior brother was called Gao Fan. It was a very ordinary name, but it was such an ordinary name that made Gao Fan the eldest senior brother of the sky-reaching church, suppressing everyone. After Gao Fan's words, the hall became much quieter. Feng Yi also transmitted her voice. Eldest senior brother's strength has really improved a lot. I smell a dangerous aura from him. It seems that I will be defeated in a fight. Lin Fei could also hear the unwillingness in Feng Yi's words. She already knew that she was not a match for the eldest senior brother even before the fight started. Such emotional fluctuations were very normal in Lin Fei's view. Senior brother Gao Fan was indeed very strong. It was powerful and exuded a dangerous and terrifying aura. No wonder he could suppress the Celestial Gang and Heaven Gate and take them in. He was indeed capable. Gao Fan waved his hand. Everyone, don't stand. Sit down. Everyone took their seats one after another. Gao Fan sat at the head of the table, while his right-hand men sat on either side of him. I, Gao Fan, am very happy that all of you can attend my banquet today, especially since all of you have returned from outside. Gao Fan picked up his glass and smiled at everyone. The others also stood up. They still had to give face to their eldest senior brother. Everyone wanted to see what this eldest senior brother Gao Fan was up to today. Everyone drank a cup. The atmosphere at the scene was a little depressing. After Gao Fan clapped his hands, a group of dancers immediately came in. The hall was filled with singing and dancing. Everyone was enjoying the talent show while lowering their heads, trying to guess what this eldest senior brother Gao Fan was going to say. Lin Fei, on the other hand, was quite relaxed. The food here tasted pretty good, especially the wine. He had put in a lot of effort. Feng Yi, who was sitting beside Lin Fei, could not see through Lin Fei. He could still be so calm at this moment. If it was her, she would have been in a mess. This was because eldest senior brother Gao Fan was much stronger than she imagined. 2 years ago, Feng Yi could still exchange a few blows with Gao Fan. Now, even if Feng Yi was given a chance to fight, she felt that she would be defeated within a few moves. Although this thought was very ridiculous, it was the truth. He never doubted his own feelings. After 3 rounds of wine, everyone was waiting for eldest senior brother Gao Fan. At this moment, eldest senior brother Gao Fan stood up and faced the crowd. Everyone should know that I've been cultivating outside for 2 years. This time, I've returned to the sky-reaching church with the hope of bringing everyone to a higher level. That's why I've taken down the Immortal Gang and the Heavenly Gate. Everyone's hearts were in their mouths, and they remained silent. Everyone knew that the Real show was here. Whether they could see it clearly was now. Everyone should have heard that the Heavenly Demon Clan is about to appear. Moreover, they've appeared in our spiritual realm. To the sky-reaching church, this is an opportunity and a chance for us to break through. Lin Fei listened with great interest. He had to admit that eldest senior brother Gao Fan was quite good at talking. In particular, his ability to exaggerate was especially strong. Everyone seemed to be paying attention. This eldest senior brother Gao Fan is quite interesting. He talks a lot of nonsense, but in reality, he doesn't say anything useful at all. When Feng Yi heard what Lin Fei said, she almost laughed out loud. She also felt that eldest senior brother Gao Fan's words were quite tasteless. Although the sky-reaching church isn't the top of the 10 major immortal sects, I naturally have a goal now that I've returned. That is to lead the sky-reaching church to the top of the 10 major immortal sects. Eldest senior brother Gao Fan clapped his hands, and a group of people entered from outside. These people were all carrying big boxes. These boxes were placed in the hall, and they were opened casually. Instantly, the treasures shone brilliantly, and the sky was filled with rosy clouds, attracting everyone's attention. These are some treasures that I've brought back from my travels. They're useless to me, but they'll still be of great help to you junior brothers in increasing your strength. The boxes were filled with sage ruler treasures. These sage ruler treasures were offensive and defensive. There were all kinds of treasures, but they were all shrouded in treasure light. Everyone was entranced. After all, it wasn't that easy for disciples like them to obtain a sage ruler treasure. They didn't expect eldest senior brother Gao Fan to bring back so many treasures from his trip. Instantly their thoughts changed a lot. Eldest senior brother, are these treasures for us? Someone asked, and everyone pricked up their ears. Eldest senior brother Gao Fan smiled and said, "Of course they're for junior brothers. Don't be anxious, everyone, one for each of you." This time, everyone couldn't sit still anymore. These were sage ruler treasures. Initially, they were worried that today would be a feast at Hongmen. They didn't expect to obtain a sage ruler treasure before it even started. Everyone's breathing quickened. Then I wonder what we're going to do. Sage ruler treasures were indeed attractive, but they also knew that these things shouldn't be that easy to obtain. Chapter 4596. At this moment, even if Lin Fei saw the Sage King treasures in these boxes, he could not help but be surprised by the means of eldest senior brother Gao Fan. He was really rich, opening the way with treasures right from the start. It was no wonder that the eyes of the geniuses present had changed quite a bit. Even if they were the pride of the heavens, it was almost impossible for them to obtain a good sage ruler treasure. It was already good enough to have one, but most people did not even have one. They could only take a look. And with so many Sage King treasures in front of them, they were constantly attracted. It was already not bad to be able to control them. With the treasures opening the way, Lin Fei felt that there was basically no need to say anything more about what happened next. And in reality, that was really what happened. Eldest senior brother Gao Fan's words were also very simple. He just wanted everyone to support him. Most of them basically chose not to go against the treasures, and each of them took a Sage King treasure. Originally, everyone was still prepared to work together, but they did not expect that with the treasures opening the way, they would be instantly torn apart. Even if some people could withstand the temptation of the treasures, as eldest senior brother Gao Fan took out some powerful elixirs, all of a sudden, their hearts also loosened. A treasure and a suitable elixir directly made them choose to stand on eldest senior brother Gao Fan's side. The main hall was unbelievably quiet. Those who took the Sage King treasures and elixirs all stood to one side, and in the blink of an eye, there were only a few people left. Those who could remain were those who had some wealth, and naturally were not tempted by these Sage King treasures. They resisted the urge. Eldest senior brother, you are amazing. If you want to become the future leader of the Sky-Reaching Church, it is not just you alone. You still have to rely on your strength. A few geniuses were still people who did not give face, and with a cold snort, they directly left the palace. Before they walked out of the palace, they saw a few figures blocking in front of them. A few figures appeared in front of him. They were eldest martial brother Gao Fan's right-hand men. Our eldest senior brother is giving you face. Since you're doubting our eldest senior brother's strength, come and exchange a few moves with us. Let's see who's stronger. You can't even defeat us, yet you still have the nerve to fight our eldest senior brother? Who gave you the courage to do so? His left and right arms were the first to jump out, raising their hands and attacking with treasures. He didn't even ask if they agreed. He just beat them up first. He was quite domineering. Those few geniuses were truly indignant. Who didn't know that they were the lackeys of eldest senior brother Gao Fan? With their strength, how could they not be able to defeat him? But in this exchange, these geniuses felt an immense pressure and were forced to retreat. After a dozen or so moves, they were defeated and laid on the ground, unable to regain their senses. Since when did the strength of the people around eldest senior brother Gao Fan improve so quickly? You can't even beat us, and you still have the nerve to say that? You're worse than trash. After a few loud bangs, the few juniors who had fallen to the ground were directly thrown out and fell outside. That scene was so humiliating that it was witnessed by countless disciples of the heavens-reaching church. Today was the day that eldest senior brother invited the geniuses to a banquet. There were many people outside who were watching a good show. There were also many elders who were paying attention to the situation in the palace. After seeing the geniuses who were thrown out, all of them shook their heads slightly. Clearly, they weren't surprised at all. These disciples are really arrogant. Gao Fan is already giving them face by hosting a banquet to entertain them. I didn't expect them to be so full of themselves. They deserve to suffer a huge loss. Gao Fan has quite a chance to become the future sect leader of the Heaven-Reaching Church. There aren't many people in the Heaven-Reaching Church who can compete with him. The elders were actually standing on eldest senior brother Gao Fan's side. With Gao Fan's strength and the treasures he had opened up, he would naturally gain the support of many elders. The atmosphere in the palace became even more stifling. Those who had chosen the treasures and elixirs previously heaved a sigh of relief. They knew that the people around eldest senior brother were pretty strong, but they didn't expect them to be so strong. In a one-on-one fight, they were directly crushed. Fortunately, they didn't stand out. Otherwise, they would have suffered a huge loss. Didn't they see that they were thrown out directly? They would probably become a big joke in the Heaven-Reaching Church for a long time. I still want the elixirs. It just so happens that I'm lacking a few elixirs. After taking them, my strength can also improve. Elixirs are useless to me. Treasures are more useful. I'll choose the treasures. The remaining people quickly made their choice and no longer dared to resist. They couldn't even defeat the people around eldest senior brother, let alone fight with him. They might as well accept the benefits in front of them. After a short while, only Feng Yi and Lin Fei were left in the palace. The others stood on the other side. Eldest senior brother's means are really different. I didn't expect that even the people around you could improve their strength to such a level. No wonder the Immortal Gang and Elysium couldn't defeat you. Feng Yi also stood up. She wasn't surprised by the result at all. She didn't expect the strength of her right-hand men to improve so quickly. Even if it was her, if she really fought with them, she probably wouldn't have much chance of winning. It would probably be good if they could even fight to a draw. Junior Sister Feng, it's time for our Heaven-Reaching Church to take another step forward. I think I should lead the Heaven-Reaching Church to a greater place. Naturally, I hope to get your support. Gao Fan smiled. If I say I'm not willing, is eldest senior brother going to fight me personally? That's great. I also want to fight with you and see how big the gap between us is in the past 2 years. Feng Yi didn't choose to lower her head. Gao Fan smiled and shook his head. Your strength has indeed improved very quickly. However, if you fight with me, you won't have any chance of winning. Let's talk again when your strength has improved. Just when Feng Yi was about to say something, she suddenly felt a slight pain on her cheek. Then, she saw a drop of blood drip down. She didn't even know when Gao Fan attacked. I never bully women. In everyone's opinion, Gao Fan was being lenient. He didn't go overboard. It was a very gentlemanly behavior. They could also see the gap between them. Gao Fan's gaze fell on Lin Fei. I think you should be that Lin Fei who caused a lot of trouble. That's right. I'm Lin Fei. Greetings, eldest senior brother Gao Fan. You are quite mighty and domineering. You use treasures and elixirs to open your path. I wonder how you are going to open my path. Those geniuses naturally heard of Lin Fei, but they didn't expect him to be so blunt. Chapter 45-97. No one would have thought that Lin Fei would actually say such a thing. Could it be that he could not see the current situation clearly? Everyone was already standing on the side of eldest senior brother Gao Fan. Could it be that he still intended to go against eldest senior brother to the end? There were Sage King treasures and elixirs. Which one of them was not good stuff? Did he not see the example of the previous few people? They were directly thrown out. In front of so many people, they directly became a joke in the Sky-Reaching Church. For a long time, they would have to silently lick their wounds. Who asked them to be so shameful? This was the consequence of offending eldest senior brother Gao Fan. Lin Fei, how can you say that? Is eldest senior brother not good enough for us? What else do you want? Yes, eldest senior brother brought us Sage King treasures. Even if we cultivated for 10 years, we might not be able to get a Sage King treasure. What else do you want? Eldest senior brother Gao Fan did not say anything. Instead, it was the favored ones standing behind him who started to criticize him. Obviously, Lin Fei's words were not pleasant to hear. As for whether there was more to it, no one knew. At the very least, in front of them, Lin Fei had become an enemy. If it was not for the fact that everyone could not see through Lin Fei's strength, they reckoned that they would have already taken action. Why would they say a few words? "Shut up, all of you shut up!" Lin Fei suddenly snorted coldly, and the void shook. Originally, those favored ones still wanted to say something. In an instant, it was as if their hearts had been hit by something, and they could not speak for a moment. "I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my eldest senior fellow apprentice. Now that my eldest senior fellow apprentice has offered me some benefits, I'd better have a good chat with you. You can't send me away with these mediocre things. After all, I'm already the #1 figure in Heaven's Reaching Church." It was not easy for him to meet this big senior brother Gaofan, and he seemed to be rich and powerful. No matter what, Lin Fei had to give him a good slash. Especially when the other party was willing, Lin Fei would feel a little embarrassed if he didn't slash him. Feng Yi, who was standing at the side, also felt that Lin Fei was planning to make a fortune. For a moment, he couldn't come back to his senses. Could it be that he really didn't intend to fight against eldest senior brother Gaofan? In the entire heaven-reaching church, there were only a few people whom Feng Yi thought highly of. Even these geniuses weren't worthy of a second glance from Feng Yi. Instead, it was Lin Fei who she couldn't see through. He definitely had the strength to back it up, but it was unknown what Lin Fei was planning. He hadn't used his full strength yet. Who would have thought that he would actually ask for benefits from Gao Fan at this time? Just as those people were about to say something, eldest senior brother Gao Fan smiled faintly. Junior brother Lin Fei is indeed Lin Fei. Junior brother is indeed different. Even your words are so bold. I don't know what you want, but as long as I can take it out, I will satisfy you. For a moment, those geniuses regretted standing behind their eldest senior brother so quickly. If they had known earlier, they would have also asked for something. However, they quickly put away this thought. Asking for something from eldest senior brother Gao Fan was simply courting death. At that time, they would be the ones to suffer losses. Lin Fei would definitely suffer a great loss. No matter what, eldest senior brother Gao Fan would bear a grudge against him. Once eldest senior brother Gao Fan became the leader of the heaven-reaching church, Lin Fei definitely wouldn't have a good life. After eldest senior brother Gao Fan returned to the heaven-reaching church, he naturally knew the situation in the church. Even if he didn't return, his right-hand man would have sent the news to him at a fixed time. This Lin Fei could be considered as one of the more troublesome people in the heaven-reaching church. He was even summoned by the heaven-reaching church's leader. It was said that he was quite appreciative of him. He also improved his strength extremely fast, as if he had a secret. Eldest senior brother Gao Fan would naturally pay attention to this Lin Fei. Now that he saw it with his own eyes, it was indeed similar to what was described in the information. This could be considered as a thorn. Or a thorn with a temper. Big senior brother Gao Fan did not care much about such a troublemaker. After all, he had some strength, and it was normal for him to be a troublemaker. He had seen it just now, and the other party was indeed quite strong. He seemed to have used some kind of technique on his body, and he could not see the details clearly. However, his strength was indeed quite strong. This was also worthy of eldest senior brother Gao Fan's request. Wasn't it just some treasures? It was really nothing to him. If he wanted to get the position of the heaven-reaching church's leader, he had to make all the geniuses submit to him. In this way, it would be easier for his subordinates and superiors to talk to him. Everything would fall into place. He didn't want any other voices to appear, such as this Lin Fei. He was very sure that if he didn't satisfy Lin Fei, he would definitely cause trouble, especially when Lin Fei's strength was a little mysterious. Eldest senior brother is indeed eldest senior brother. Even the way you speak is different. You're really rich and overbearing. I don't have any special requirements. I'm quite fond of some flowers and plants. I wonder if you have a chance to get them for me. After hearing this, everyone was a little dumbfounded and couldn't come back to their senses. What kind of request was this? Was the treasure of a sage ruler not fragrant? Was the elixir not fragrant? What kind of flowers and plants? How could he say that? If it were them, they definitely wouldn't say that. It would be a waste of an opportunity. Eldest senior brother Gao Fan was also slightly stunned when he heard this. This was the most unbelievable thing he had ever heard. He was already prepared to be slashed by Lin Fei. Of course, Lin Fei also had the strength to slash him. If Lin Fei didn't listen to him, he wouldn't mind making Lin Fei spit it out. Are you sure you didn't say wrongly that you want some flowers and plants? At that moment, eldest senior brother Gao Fan felt that Lin Fei was making fun of him. He had never heard of such a request. Lin Fei smiled and nodded. Of course, I personally don't have much interest in other things. However, I'm quite interested in some sacred trees. For example, phoenix wood, dragon flame wood, etc. As long as their ranking is high enough, it's fine. I wonder if eldest senior brother can help me find them. If you can't even do this, I think you're not perfect enough as a eldest senior brother. At least you have to solve the problems of us senior brothers. Feng Yi, who was at the side, knew Lin Fei quite well. Indeed, he seemed to be quite interested in these flowers and plants, especially when he mentioned that these sacred trees weren't cheap. He was really planning to take a bite out of eldest senior brother Gao Fan. If eldest senior brother Gao Fan couldn't do it, it would undoubtedly give the other senior brothers bad ideas. Junior brother Lin Fei is indeed different. He made eldest senior brother Gao Fan feel pressured with just a few words. Compared to him, I'm really much weaker. Bookseller's website. Chapter 4598. Eldest senior brother Gao Fan felt that this Lin Fei was quite interesting. He was completely different from the others. There were not many people in the sky reaching church who dared to speak to him like this. At the very least, he had learned his lesson from the mistakes of his predecessors. He could tell just by looking at the pride of the heavens behind him. This request is indeed not too much. Isn't it just some flowers and plants? This is indeed a small request. Then I'll fulfill your wish. It just so happens that I've brought many things back from this trip. Since they are of no use to me, I might as well give them to you. Eldest senior brother Gao Fan laughed. Initially, he thought that this would be enough. However, he did not expect Lin Fei to say, "That depends on whether I like them. After all, not all flowers and plants can satisfy me." Eldest senior brother Gao Fan was a little regretful. He should not have agreed to such a sentence earlier. Now, if he took out something and the other party was not satisfied with it, it would be somewhat embarrassing. If the news spread, his eldest senior brother would only say that his eldest senior brother could not even take out such ordinary flowers and plants. Such a thought flashed in his heart. Eldest senior brother Gao Fan suppressed it and did not show it at all. He still smiled indifferently and said, "The flowers and plants that I can bring back should be good stuff. I guarantee that you will like them. If you really don't like them, then I don't mind helping you to get some good stuff back. We are fellow disciples, so I have to fulfill this small request of yours. Don't you think so?" The pride of the heavens standing behind eldest senior brother Gao Fan all laughed. Eldest senior brother's words carry enormous weight. Who doesn't believe in him? Junior brother Lin Fei, I think you should change your request. How dare you make such a small request? Why don't you ask for a few divine weapons, elixirs, or cultivation methods? At least it's better than your flowers and plant. If I were junior brother Lin Fei, I would definitely not want these flowers and plants. What's the use of these things? I don't know how to refine elixirs, so I might as well get some treasures. This made it seem like Lin Fei did not know what was good for him. He even made a small request. Wasn't this like using a cannon to kill a mosquito? It was a waste of talent. However, eldest senior brother Gao Fan stopped them. Don't say that. After all, everyone has their own hobbies. Since junior brother Lin Fei likes flowers and plants, I'll let him choose slowly. Lin Fei smiled faintly in his heart. Hypocritical guy, aren't you just worried that I won't like these flowers? When the time came, he would embarrass him. That was quite far-fetched. Lin Fei would really do that. After all, it was meaningless to take down the plants that he didn't like. Hua la 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 la. Big senior brother Gao Fan really took something out. The first thing he took out was a flower. This flower was colorful, and in the end, it turned black and shone with a strange glow. The moment he took it out, everyone exclaimed in surprise. Isn't this the black soul grass? I heard that this black soul grass has the effect of strengthening the soul. It's very rare. The first thing he took out made everyone gasp in surprise. Then came the second and third items. Every item that was taken out would make people secretly speechless. They were all good items. To Lin Fei, although these things were not bad, they didn't catch his eye. His expression was very calm. Big senior brother Gao Fan was also observing Lin Fei. When he took out these things, Lin Fei didn't have any reaction at all. In fact, Lin Fei even had a hint of disdain. This made him slightly surprised. Could it be that these things didn't catch his eye? This guy was definitely doing it on purpose. He was definitely making things difficult for him. I don't know how these things are to you, but they are all good items. Any one of them would cause people to fight to their deaths outside. Big senior brother Gao Fan was rather satisfied. At the very least, he had brought back a lot of things this time. Didn't you see that the eyes of these geniuses were almost popping out? Their breathing was also a lot faster. Don't think that these flowers and plants weren't valuable. In fact, they were quite valuable. They weren't inferior to those Sage King treasures and elixirs. They're just SOSO. There's nothing good about them. If this is all, then I really don't fancy them. Why don't you take out something more valuable? Lin Fei shook his head with a smile and said in a serious tone. These things were indeed quite good, but they were of no use to him at all. The divine tree of life didn't have any reaction either. If they could make the divine tree of life move a little, Lin Fei would be quite interested. Unfortunately, even the divine tree of life didn't fancy them. Naturally, they weren't anything good. Bear it. Don't get angry. Otherwise, today's banquet would be held in vain. It wasn't easy to attract these geniuses. He couldn't ruin the whole banquet just because of Lin Fei. Since you want something good, then I'll fulfill your wish. It's just a good opportunity for everyone to broaden their horizons. As the saying goes, traveling thousands of miles in the world gives you thousands of miles of experience. It's still good to travel more. In fact, these geniuses standing behind big senior brother Gao Fan did plan to travel outside. However, their strength wasn't up to standard. The dangers outside were much more dangerous than the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, you only needed to guard against the demons. However, it was different outside. You wouldn't know when you would be killed. Therefore, without a certain strength, you basically didn't dare to go out. Countless disciples of the sky-reaching church had died outside. Therefore, they learned from the mistakes of others. Even the sky-reaching sect said that before reaching the heavenly king realm, there was basically no need to go out. Fortunately, these years, as long as they reached the peak of the Saint King realm, they could go out. It wasn't easy to reach the peak of the Saint King realm now. Going out was still like a huge mountain that couldn't be crossed. Then I'll definitely open my eyes wide and see what good things big senior brother has brought back. I hope they aren't worthless like these flowers and plants. Feng Yi, who was standing at the side, also felt very satisfied. Just now, she didn't get to fight with big senior brother. Instead, she was lightly attacked by him, which made Feng Yi feel infinite pressure. She actually felt quite sullen. But now, she could hold her head high. Junior brother Lin Fei was really good with words. With just a few words, he put big senior brother Gao Fan in a dilemma. Either he took out some good things, or... I've also heard that eldest senior brother has gone to many places outside. He should be able to find quite a few good items. It's a good opportunity for us to broaden our horizons. Since even junior brother Lin Fei isn't interested in them, you should at least bring out some good items. Feng Yi also added fuel to the fire. No matter what, she had to provoke big senior brother Gao Fan and let him know. Feng Yi was doing it on purpose. If she could make big senior brother Gao Fan unhappy, her mood would be better. As for other things, she didn't think too much about it. I wonder if junior brother Lin Fei has heard of the Tao of Destiny. It just so happens that I have a good thing called the Divine Wood of Destiny. Bookseller House website. Chapter 4599. Everyone was shocked when they heard Gao Fan's words. He didn't expect his eldest senior brother Gao Fan to take out such an item. The Divine Tree of Destiny sounded like a high-class item, but many people had never heard of it before. Some people knew what the Divine Tree of Destiny was. For example, Feng Yi, who was next to Lin Fei. Her beautiful eyes immediately changed, and she sent a voice transmission to Lin Fei. This Divine Tree of Destiny is definitely a good item. I heard that once you refine it, you'll be able to obtain a trace of destiny, which is the so-called Great Path of Destiny of the 3,000 Great Paths. This Great Path is extremely powerful, and it's almost on the same level as time and space. At this moment, Feng Yi's heart was abnormally shocked. Who would have thought that Gao Fan could obtain such an item? Such an item was almost no different from a legend, but he actually said it out loud. In other words, he already had the Divine Tree of Destiny. Before everyone could come back to their senses, eldest senior brother Gao Fan had a piece of wood in his hand. The piece of wood was extremely ordinary and inconspicuous. No one would have known that it was the Divine Tree of Destiny when he threw it casually. At the scene, the one who had the biggest reaction was Lin Fei and the Tree of Life in his body. His emotions had also become extremely turbulent. This was the fastest the Tree of Life had ever fluctuated in history. Lin Fei could also feel that the Tree of Life was filled with the desire to devour the Divine Tree of Destiny. This is a small piece of Divine Wood of Destiny that I obtained from the outside world. I don't know if this thing can satisfy junior brother. I feel that if you're not satisfied with this thing, then there really aren't many things in this world that can satisfy you. Gao Fan also felt a little heartache in his heart, but he quickly recovered. This item was rather useless to him. God knew how many people wanted to refine the Divine Tree of Destiny. However, they were unable to refine it. No matter what method was used, the Divine Tree of Destiny was extremely hard. Even divine weapons could not break it or refine it. Indeed, it was useless. Until now, no one knew how to refine the Divine Tree of Destiny. However, this item was rather famous, and anyone who obtained it would want to fight for it. But in the end, refining it was as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Eldest brother, I've heard that refining the Divine Fate Tree will allow you to obtain a strand of fate, allowing you to cultivate the Grand Tao of Fate. I wonder if that's true? I've also heard that among the 3,000 Grand Taos, the Grand Tao of Destiny can be ranked in the top 50. I heard that among the 3,000 Great Taos, the Great Tao of Destiny can kill people without leaving a trace. As long as you control a person's fate, you can instantly cause all sorts of disasters to happen to that person no matter what they do. Killing them will be as easy as flipping your hand. These geniuses had more or less heard of the Great Tao of Destiny. Previously, they hadn't connected it with the Fate Divine Tree. But now, they suddenly realized that the Great Tao of Destiny was related to the Fate Divine Tree. Gao Fan laughed out loud. Everyone's guess is correct. This Divine Tree of Destiny can indeed refine a strand of destiny. Moreover, it can use this destiny to cultivate the Great Tao of Destiny, one of the 3,000 Great Tao. Everyone's gaze landed on the Divine Tree of Destiny. However, no matter how they looked at it, they felt that the Fate Sacred Tree was like a fire stick. There was nothing special about it. If their eldest senior brother hadn't said that this was the legendary Divine Tree of Destiny, everyone wouldn't have believed it to be true. It was really too ordinary, and they didn't have much of an impression of it. In fact, Lin Fei had never thought that his eldest senior brother would have something that would interest him. However, it seemed that he had underestimated his eldest senior brother's capabilities. He actually had something like this. Of course, Lin Fei had heard of the Tao of Destiny. The Tao of Destiny was rather terrifying, and it wasn't inferior to karma. However, there were very few people who cultivated it. In the past, Lin Fei had never heard of anyone who could control destiny. He didn't expect to see destiny appear in front of him today, even though it was just a small piece of the divine tree of destiny. Even a small piece of the divine tree of destiny would be of great help to Lin Fei. After all, he was someone who had the divine tree of life. Lin Fei still hadn't figured out the miraculous effects of the divine tree of life. In any case, as long as the divine tree of life refined the divine tree of destiny, it was very likely that he would obtain a strand of destiny. In other words, it would allow Lin Fei to cultivate the great Tao of destiny out of the 3,000 Tao. Eldest senior brother is indeed different. He can even take out the divine tree of destiny. He's indeed different. As your junior brother, I'm convinced. I'm indeed interested in this item. Of course, Lin Fei was interested in it now. It was a good item. Others might not be able to refine it, but it didn't mean that he couldn't. Lin Fei was certain that his eldest senior brother could take out the divine tree of destiny. He definitely couldn't refine it, or he wouldn't have taken it out. It might even be of little value. Since it's a small request from junior brother, of course I have to satisfy you. It's just a piece of divine tree of destiny. Anyway, it's useless in my hands. Since junior brother likes it, I'll give it to you. Gao Fan laughed. This item was really useless in his hands. As for whether it could be refined in Lin Fei's hands, it definitely wouldn't work. With this item in his hands, Gao Fan could be considered to have a trump card. In the future, he could spread the news to the outside world. For those who wanted to grasp the great Tao of destiny, even a small piece of the divine tree of destiny would cause a huge commotion. By then, Lin Fei would be like a scapegoat. If he were to be targeted by those people, he wouldn't have a good ending. Eldest senior brother, I'm also rather interested in this divine tree of destiny. At this moment, a young man came out from the group of geniuses. He looked at Lin Fei coldly and said, he also came out to get the divine tree of destiny. The great Tao of destiny, one of the 3,000 great Tao, was rather attractive. How could Lin Fei let anyone snatch the divine tree of destiny away at this moment? How could he not see it? This proud son of heaven clearly wanted to exchange a few blows with him, so as to show off his abilities. If he won, he might really be able to get the divine tree of destiny. Who didn't want to cultivate the 3,000 great Tao? There were many people who cultivated the 3,000 great Tao, and most of them were useless. However, it was different for the top 50, especially since the great Tao of destiny was extremely profound and could be killed through destiny. If he really managed to cultivate it, no one could guarantee that it would happen. So what if they took a gamble? Anyway, they didn't think much of Lin Fei. So what if the sect master admired him? It was all about strength. Chapter 4600. The person who stood out was called Luo Tong. In the sky-reaching church, he was also a well-known God's favored one. His cultivation speed was extremely fast, and he was already at the peak of the Sage King stage. There were still many geniuses in the sky-reaching church who had reached this level. If Luo Tong had not cultivated to the peak of the Sage King stage, he would not have stood out to say such a thing. Everyone knew that Lin Fei was quite strong, so he would not have stood out if he did not have some strength. The other geniuses did not say anything after seeing Luo Tong stand out. They were much weaker than Luo Tong, and if he stood out, they would not be able to snatch it away. Moreover, if they stood out now and exchanged a few moves with Lin Fei, they might even leave a good impression in front of their eldest senior brother. Now, their eldest senior brother had Sage King treasures and elixirs, and now he even had the divine wood of destiny. One could imagine that their eldest senior brother had really found a lot of good things in the past 2 years. If they could get a drop of it from their fingers, their cultivation would definitely improve by countless times. No one would be able to resist such temptation. They all wanted to slap themselves for being so slow and missing the best opportunity. They could only watch helplessly as Luo Tong beat them to it. Lin Fei laughed too. There was actually someone who wanted to snatch the divine wood of destiny from him. He really did not know what he was capable of. Could it be that he had not fought for a long time and these people felt that he was really easy to bully? Are you sure you want to exchange a few moves with me? I think we should forget about it. Your small arms and legs are really not a match for me. Lin Fei looked Luo Tong up and down and shook his head. Luo Tong's face darkened and he seemed very unhappy. How dare he say that he had small arms and legs? This is the first time someone has said that I have small arms and legs. It just so happens that I heard that you're quite famous. Last time, I was cultivating in seclusion. This time, we can spar here. Anyway, with eldest senior brother here, we can definitely go all out. What do you think? Luo Tong planned to teach Lin Fei a lesson based on what skinny arms and legs had said. He wanted to let Lin Fei know what it meant to be favored by the heavens. What right does a latecomer like you have to speak in front of me? Let's forget about sparring, because you don't have the qualifications to make me fight you. Lin Fei shook his head and raised his hand to deliver a punch. Block my punch first, then we'll talk. This punch was insignificant and very ordinary. But it was this punch that instantly made Luo Tong feel the aura of danger. He blocked with both hands, and the great Tao around him started to defend. Layers of defense of the great path spread out. In the end, it was instantly pierced through. His entire body was sent flying, and he crashed heavily into a large pillar. He sat down paralyzed, and his head tilted to one side as he fainted. See, I've already told you. How can those tiny arms and legs stop me? Silence. It became quiet. Who didn't know Luo Tong's strength? But right now, he was knocked unconscious by a single punch from Lin Fei. That was way too fast. In fact, they didn't even know how strong that punch was. In any case, it was as light as a feather. However, the power that it unleashed was truly unbelievable. The only one present who could see the clues was eldest senior brother Gao Fan. Gao Fan could see very clearly that the strength of that punch was really solid. Who knew how many times it had been condensed for it to be able to explode with such strong power? If one didn't touch it, one wouldn't be able to feel the power of that punch. He was quite shocked by junior brother Lin Fei's strength. Before this, he heard that this person was really strong, but he didn't expect him to be so strong. He didn't even explode with the power of the Great Path. This also made Gao Fan realize that Lin Fei was worth roping in. It was really rare to find such a strong body cultivator. Just now, Gao Fan could already confirm what Dao Lin Fei was walking. He was actually walking the hardest body cultivator Dao. The body cultivator Dao was also one of the 3,000 great paths, but it wasn't ranked high. Because it was too hard to cultivate, so until now, no one dared to cultivate it. He didn't expect Lin Fei to cultivate, and from the looks of it, his cultivation level wasn't low either. This was really rare. This also made Gao Fan realize that taking out the divine wood of destiny was indeed the right choice. Gao Fan waved his hand and a divine light landed on Luo Tong, healing his injuries. In the blink of an eye, Luo Tong woke up and his injuries were mostly healed. Feeling the changes in his body, Luo Tong cupped his hands towards Gao Fan. Thank you, senior brother, for helping me. Otherwise, I would have to rest for at least 2 to 3 months with my injuries. Luo Tong looked at Lin Fei with fear. He didn't expect Lin Fei to be so strong that he could seriously injure him with one punch. He was the kind that couldn't take it at all. When the others saw Gao Fan showing off his skills, they all secretly gasped in surprise. This was the spring breeze Tao of the 3,000 great paths. This great path had a more appropriate name, the Healing Great Path. When injured, it could play an unbelievable role. They had heard of it before, but not many people cultivated it. It was also quite difficult to get started. They didn't expect Gao Fan to have mastered the Healing Great Path and recover Luo Tong's injuries in an instant. He was indeed Gao Fan. Junior brother Lin Fei, take this divine wood of destiny. If you are interested in this thing, I can bring you to look for it in the future. You might find something. This time, no one dared to object. Didn't they see that Luo Tong was already injured? He couldn't take a punch. At this moment, no one dared to make a move. If they really did, they wouldn't have any chance of winning. They might even be hated by Gao Fan. Just like Luo Tong, he wanted to take advantage of Lin Fei to leave a good impression, but he ended up being defeated by Lin Fei. It's normal to lose after exchanging 30 to 50 moves. Oh right, you were knocked down with one punch. What's the meaning of that? If they didn't know that Luo Tong was very strong, stronger than them, they would have suspected that Luo Tong was going easy on him. This was too unbelievable. Now they were convinced. At the very least, Lin Fei wasn't someone they could fight against. Then I will thank senior brother. If you didn't give me such a good thing, I wouldn't even dare to think about it. Lin Fei took the divine wood of destiny with a smile on his face. When this thing was in his hands, the tree of life in his body moved even more. He put it away casually. Feng Yi didn't expect Lin Fei to really put the divine wood of destiny away. Didn't he know that the divine wood of destiny was also a type of lightning? If it exploded, it would definitely be a big deal. Chapter 4601. Lin Fei did not hold back and took the divine tree of destiny from Gao Fan's hands. This greatly surprised Feng Yi. Could it be that Lin Fei was really planning on not going against Gao Fan? This was out of her expectations. After this scene, everyone seemed to be at peace. Even Gao Fan, the eldest senior brother, was full of smiles. At the very least, the banquet today seemed to be quite successful. He managed to capture all the geniuses in one fell swoop. Even Lin Fei, who was the most difficult to deal with, was easily taken care of. This made Gao Fan realize Lin Fei's potential. He was actually walking the path of body refining. It was a very weak path, but once he walked it, his strength would be unimaginable. At the very least, it was rare to see a body refining cultivator like Lin Fei. It was even rarer to see someone with such a standard. Why did you take eldest senior brother's divine tree of destiny? I thought you would fight him. Feng Yi and Lin Fei could not help but talk when they came out. At the very least, Lin Fei's performance today surprised Feng Yi. Lin Fei chuckled. Didn't you see eldest senior brother giving something away? Everyone has taken something, so if I don't take it, I'll be letting down eldest senior brother's kind intentions. Otherwise, how could I have obtained this fate godwood? Putting everything else aside, this thing is really good. Feng Yi did not know whether to laugh or cry. Don't you know that the divine tree of destiny is not a good thing? Ordinary people would not be able to refine it. Otherwise, why would eldest senior brother take it out so willingly? He is not a generous person. Lin Fei did not care if eldest senior brother was generous or not. Anyway, the divine tree of destiny would be of great use to him. I also heard that eldest brother is especially good at scheming. Don't just look at how you have the divine tree of destiny, you might be tricked if you don't handle it well. You should know that many experts are very interested in the Grand Tao of Destiny. However, it's extremely difficult to enter the Grand Tao of Destiny. I heard that the divine tree of destiny is one of a kind in this world, it has a trace of destiny. That's why there's a saying that if you refine the divine tree of destiny, you can enter the Grand Tao of Destiny. How could Lin Fei not know about this? With his eldest senior brother's temper, it was inevitable that he would scheme against him. The divine tree of destiny would be able to display its full potential in his hand. There's something wrong with your way of thinking. Who said that you can't be enemies with eldest senior brother just because you accepted his things? I really don't know what you're thinking. Lin Fei chuckled again. Haven't you heard of this saying? When the enemy's sugar-coated cannonball hits us, we'll eat the sugar first. As for the cannonball, we'll just return it to him. Feng Yi burst into laughter. She really couldn't react in time. If it were her, she definitely wouldn't dare to do such a thing. She didn't expect that Lin Fei would actually say such a thing. It really surprised her. No matter how she looked at it, it felt a little weird. Anyway, eldest senior brother is very interested in the position of sect leader. However, it won't be that easy for him to become sect leader. How can he do it without paying a price? Lin Fei wasn't really interested in the position of sect leader. If he had the time, he might as well find some divine trees and study them. After parting ways with Feng Yi, Lin Fei returned to his mountain peak. After returning to his room, Lin Fei took out the divine tree of destiny. He also set up several array formations in the surroundings. He had to see what this divine tree of destiny was. He took it out from the divine tree of life. If it wasn't for Lin Fei himself, it would have been refined by the divine tree of life. The current divine tree of life was very domineering. It would be a piece of cake for him to refine it. The divine tree of destiny was indeed very ordinary in Lin Fei's hands. He couldn't see anything special about it at all. However, there was a trace of fate within the divine tree of destiny. Only someone like Lin Fei could sense it. As expected of a great Tao that is on the same level as time, space, cause and effect. It is indeed different. No wonder people say that once someone grasped the great Tao of destiny, they could completely destroy that person's future through their fate. When he was in the alternate world, Lin Fei had heard of this great Tao of destiny. There were almost no people who cultivated the great Tao of destiny. It was too difficult. He didn't expect that there would be something as good as the divine tree of destiny in the spiritual world. Indeed, this eldest senior brother had come into contact with many factions to even obtain this thing. Now that it was in his hands, he naturally had to maximize its effect. The divine tree of destiny was sent back. This time, with an order, the divine tree of life instantly swallowed the divine tree of destiny and quickly refined it. The divine tree of destiny, which was difficult to refine in the eyes of outsiders, seemed to have returned to the embrace of nature in front of the divine tree of life. It easily melted. All of the divine trees of destiny turned into nothingness, leaving behind only a trace of the aura of fate. Lin Fei could see it clearly. This was fate. The so-called fate had a mysterious aura to it. With a single thought, Lin Fei's fate was in his hands. This trace of fate was condensed from a series of special runes. It exuded a majestic aura, an ancient aura, and a profound aura. It was indeed a very mystical thing. It was no wonder that so many geniuses would be tempted when he took it out. After refining this trace of fate, I'll have a chance to cultivate the great Tao of destiny of the 3,000 great Taos. Let me see if this great Tao of destiny is really that easy to cultivate. There were more than 10 traces of the great Tao of destiny in Lin Fei's hands. In an instant, he gathered all of them together and swallowed them in one gulp. After entering his body, Lin Fei instantly felt different. He felt like he was floating and his vision changed. It was as though he was standing on an eternal river. Standing on this long river, Lin Fei felt what it meant to be insignificant. He instantly understood what it meant. The river beneath his feet should be that trace of fate. This trace of fate was so vast that there was no end in sight. What a mysterious fate! To think that it would allow me to stand on this mysterious river. This god of destiny is truly comparable to the river of time. However, it seems even scarier than the river of time. Lin Fei understood it instantly. There were more traces of fate floating past on this river of destiny. In fact, Lin Fei could even see what these traces of fate represented. They represented a person's past and future. It was rather unbelievable. If he hadn't witnessed it with his own eyes, he would have found it hard to believe. No wonder it's said that one has to cultivate the best of the 3,000 great Tao's. That's the only way to achieve the best result. By the looks of it, that's really the case. P. Chapter 4602. Even though Lin Fei had yet to fully grasp Lin Fei, he could feel how powerful the great Tao of destiny was. Standing on the river of destiny, he could feel the strands of destiny. They were ever-changing and incredibly mysterious. He was even more aware of how lucky he was this time. If Big Senior Brother Gao Fan knew that I can refine the sacred tree of destiny, he would probably cry himself to sleep in the toilet. Lin Fei was quite grateful to Big Senior Brother Gao Fan for making such a huge contribution. Otherwise, where would he find the sacred tree of destiny, and how would he be able to control destiny? Even if it was just a small trick of destiny, it could still change his strength by quite a bit. Right now, what Lin Fei needed to do was to completely refine destiny and obtain the great Tao of destiny. For outsiders, it might be difficult, but for Lin Fei, it wasn't as difficult as he imagined it to be. Refining destiny wasn't as difficult as he imagined it to be. With a thought, the river of destiny disappeared. Lin Fei regained his composure. That moment just now was just an illusion. However, that illusion seemed real and yet not real. It was a very mysterious state. It was really difficult for ordinary people to walk out of the river of destiny. Who was Lin Fei? He was an old expert from another world who had reached the undying level. One could imagine how powerful his soul was. The river of destiny couldn't hold him back unless it was the real river of destiny. Otherwise, it would be useless. Lin Fei's heart sank. He started to slowly refine destiny. Refining destiny wasn't difficult. In fact, it could be considered easy. It took him several days to completely refine the dozen strands of destiny. During this period, there were no problems, nor was there any pressure. Lin Fei easily refined destiny just like that. He then grasped the great Tao of destiny. Of the 3,000 great Tao, he had grasped the great Tao of destiny. However, Lin Fei knew that he had only grasped a small part of it. If he wanted the great Tao of destiny to become a powerful system, he would have to constantly absorb destiny. For example, Lin Fei had already grasped destiny. However, it wasn't very strong. In fact, it was very weak. Lin Fei raised his hand and a ball of fate appeared in front of him. This ball of fate wasn't big and it was like a fruit. However, this ball of fate had mysterious effects and was very profound. The grand Tao of destiny couldn't be used to kill people, but Lin Fei could see the changes in a person. In other words, his future potential. This was something he didn't have in the past, but now that he had grasped fate, he could peek into the other party's fate. Although this fate is a little useless, it's still something to me. I can see through a person. I just don't know what Big Senior Brother Gao Fan's fate is like. I'll have to study it carefully. From the moment he saw his eldest senior brother Gao Fan, Lin Fei felt that there was something wrong with this eldest senior brother. He was a little different. In the 2 years that he had been away, he had obtained so many Saint Ruler treasures, and even the divine tree of destiny. It was a little unbelievable. He did not believe that anyone could be so lucky. To be able to obtain so many treasures in such a short period of time, it was obvious that there should be traces of other forces behind him. It was very normal for Lin Fei to think that way. In the entire sky-reaching school, Gao Fan was probably the only person that could make Lin Fei pay attention to. Therefore, he wanted to find out what Gao Fan's background was and what his future fate would be like. Checking a person's fate was one of the abilities. The second ability was to rely on this fate to lock onto a person's position from a distance. It was also a method. It seemed to be better than Lin Fei's space. After all, his space positioning was still alright, but it was far from being comparable to fate. Space could be used to block or hide. However, fate couldn't be used. It was like a star in the night sky. No matter where you went, you would be able to see this star. It was almost the same principle. This was also a small ability that Lin Fei liked, even though the Grand Tao of Destiny only had these two abilities. It looked like a chicken rib, but it was still very useful to Lin Fei. After all, he had already grasped the Grand Tao of Destiny of the 3,000 Great Tao. After all, it was one of the top 50 Great Tao. After coming out of the room, Lin Fei found Su Tianxing. Su Tianxing hurried over when he saw Lin Fei coming out. "Junior brother Lin, you came out so soon. I thought you were going to cultivate in seclusion for a period of time." Su Tianxing knew that Lin Fei's performance at the banquet of the Sky Reaching School was very amazing. It could be said that he had shocked those favored by the heavens. "I don't have to cultivate in seclusion all the time. Moreover, if I really cultivate in seclusion, not everyone can stay idle for such a long time." Lin Fei laughed. Su Tianxing thought about it and realized that it was really the case. Lin Fei asked Su Tianxing if anything had happened recently. After all, the situation in the Sky Reaching School was a little different recently. It was better to pay attention to it if possible. Fortunately, there were not too many things. Since the banquet that day, the entire Heavens Reaching Church seemed to have become peaceful. Those heavens favored ones who wanted to take revenge on Zhang Tai all became silent. Apparently, they had already taken the treasures. Of course, they wouldn't say anything more about it because it was not worthwhile. Anyway, they had gained a lot this time. Where could they find a Sage King's treasure? It had improved their strength in an instant. Compared to those disciples who did not have a Sage King's treasure, the gap between them was gradually widening. By the way, I heard that the traces of the Heavenly Demon Clan have appeared. Just yesterday they had already broken through several cities. Su Tianxing suddenly thought of something and said to Lin Fei, "They took action so quickly. Didn't they just integrate the Demon Clan? Why did they react so quickly?" Lin Fei was shocked. He did not forget the Heavenly Demon Clan, which was a powerful clan suppressed in the Endless Abyss. Su Tianxing also looked helpless and full of fear. Who knows? Anyway, there are many experts of the Heavenly Demon Clan appearing in various places in the spiritual realm. The elders of the Sky Reaching School said that we should not go out if we have nothing to do, so as to avoid being targeted by the experts of the Heavenly Demon Clan. This move was indeed much faster than Lin Fei had imagined. Moreover, I heard that the 10 major immortal sects of the spiritual realm seemed to be forming an alliance to fight against the Heavenly Demon Clan. Su Tianxing thought of another thing. I think it's good to form an alliance. However, who will be the leader of this alliance is a problem. I don't want to become a sandbag at that time. Chapter 4603. The celestial demon's movements had sped up quite a bit, which was within Lin Fei's expectations. It was conceivable that the heavenly demons, who had been suppressed in the endless abyss, could come out again. It was conceivable that the heavenly demons should have produced a lot of experts, even top experts. In this way they could break the seal and come to the outside small world again. But they didn't expect the spirit realm to be so unlucky. It became the first place they landed. Maybe soon there would be a second, then a third, or even a fourth small world. This also made Lin Fei feel a lot of pressure. He also hoped that his strength would improve. His current combat power was indeed quite strong. With the help of the Divine Tree of Life, he didn't feel any pressure when fighting with Heavenly King experts. In addition, he had a Heavenly King weapon in his hand, so his combat power was even stronger. Moreover, he also had the Emperor's Stage Thunder Great Way. Whether it was close combat or long-range combat, ordinary Heavenly King experts were no match for him. Even a peak Heavenly King would not be able to gain any advantage in his hands. Instead, if they were not careful, they might be killed by Lin Fei. You continue to pay attention to the situation outside. Tell me if anything important happens, Lin Fei told Su Tianxing. Lin Fei returned to his room, but this time, he didn't just return to his room. Instead, he began to read those books again. He had to think about how to make his strength stronger. In other words, how to step into the Lord of Heaven level. Lin Fei had a lot of information on hand. Naturally, he knew that Heavenly King experts still cultivated the Great Way. Heavenly King experts were different. It was said that Heavenly King experts needed to cultivate a small world. In reality, some of the more powerful Heavenly King powerhouses would be able to cultivate a faintly discernible Heavenly Passage small world. That was why they could become absolute experts among Heavenly King experts. But to really stabilize the small world, they had to become Heavenly King experts. It was still very difficult to cultivate a small world. It was unknown how many people had been stumped. Therefore, most people were stuck at the Heavenly King level. In order to become a Heavenly Monarch Realm expert, one had to cultivate a complete Grotto Heaven small world, unlike a Heavenly King Realm expert. After reading a lot of materials, he also borrowed some ancient books from the Library of Heaven's Reaching Church. Now that Lin Fei's identity and status were different, it was very easy for him to request to borrow ancient books. After reading through it, he finally understood that if he wanted to cultivate a real Grotto Heaven world, he would need a medium. Where did this medium come from? It was something called a Heavenly Abode Demon Core. This kind of enclave demon core was a very unique existence. It was very rare. However, if one had such an enclave demon core, they would be able to smoothly cultivate their own enclave small world. This was also the safest and fastest method. At the thought of the Abode Demon Core, Lin Fei thought of the Spiritual World Mountain that would be coming soon. One had to know that the Spiritual Realm Mountain might have the Grotto Heaven Demon Core, which meant that it could become a true Lord of Heaven level expert. It seems that I still have to focus on the Spiritual Realm Mountain. However, now that the experts of the Heavenly Demon Clan have also come out, the entire spiritual realm has become chaotic. When the Spiritual Realm Mountain appears, the situation will definitely be worse and more cruel than it is now. I'm afraid it will not be so easy to get the Heavenly Abode Demon Core. Lin Fei sighed softly. There was nothing he could do about it. I hope Wu Xiaoxiao can help me find something useful. That couldn't be better. That was what he thought, but he also knew that it wasn't that easy to get these good things. For example, this time, he got the Divine Wood of Fate from Gaofan, which was a stroke of luck. It allowed him to cultivate the Great Way of Destiny, one of the 3,000 Great Ways. Another 10 days passed. He did not have any clue, so he just took it one step at a time. Dong, 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 dong. The loud sound reverberated throughout the Heavens Reaching Church. Lin Fei also heard the sound and naturally understood what it meant. This was a unique sound in the Heavens Reaching Church. The Heavens Reaching Church actually rang the heavenly bell. Lin Fei pushed open the door and walked out. He naturally knew the meaning of the ringing of the heavenly bell. It meant that the personal disciples were going to gather. Su Tianxing also came over. Junior brother Lin Fei, it seems that something has happened. Even the heavenly bell has been rung. Could it be that the Heavenly Demon Clan has made a move again? Su Tianxing was not a personal disciple, so he did not know much about the situation. However, after the heavenly bell rang, it meant that things were definitely not simple. Lin Fei turned into a stream of light and rushed out. He arrived at the main hall of the Heavens Reaching Church. At this moment, several figures landed in the main hall. They were all personal disciples. After everyone saw each other, they greeted each other and stood still. Everyone knew that it was definitely not something good. Feng Yi also came over and stood beside Lin Fei. I thought you were trying to refine the Divine Tree of Destiny again. I didn't expect it to be so fast. Did you suffer a loss? That Divine Tree of Destiny is not that easy to cultivate. She did not think that Lin Fei could completely refine the Divine Tree of Destiny and cultivate the Great Tao of Destiny of the 3,000 Great Tao. If it was really that easy to cultivate, Gaofan would have succeeded long ago. That guy cultivated several kinds of the 3,000 great daos. He was very mysterious. You guess. Lin Fei chuckled. Feng Yi did not answer. She did not believe that Lin Fei could refine it. He must have failed many times. He was just trying to make himself look good. There were more and more geniuses in the main hall. After all, there were many personal disciples of the Heavens Reaching Church. In addition to the legacy disciples, even the elders had come, standing off to the side with serious expressions on their faces. Now, everyone knew that something must have happened. Not long after, the great elder of the Heavens Reaching Church arrived. The great elder was a top-notch expert. He looked like an immortal and was filled with an ethereal aura. The eldest brother, Gao Fan, followed behind the great elder. Today, this elder has gathered all of you here to inform you of something. The great elder's voice was not very loud, but it fell clearly in everyone's heart. Just now, our Heavens Reaching Church received the news that Heavenly Devil Clan has started to attack all the major cities in the spiritual realm. Many cities of our Heavens Reaching Church are outside the spiritual realm. Therefore, after discussing with the elders, I decided to send personal disciples to guard these cities. Everyone was taken aback when they heard this, but they soon understood what was going on. There were many cities in the territory of the Heavens Reaching Church. These cities supported the entire Heavens Reaching Church. If they were captured by the Heavenly Demon Clan, it would be equivalent to giving the Heavenly Demon Clan a great opportunity to improve their strength. One should know that the Heavenly Demon Clan had always used evil means. If these people were plundered by them, the strength of the experts of the Heavenly Demon Clan would be greatly improved. It was not a good thing for the human clan. Chapter 4604. The moment the great elder finished speaking, everyone understood what was going on. The personal disciples present would most likely have to head down to guard those cities. From the great elder's words, everyone even knew that people from other sects would be heading down as well. They would definitely not allow the heavenly demon race to plunder the population of the cities and use it to raise their strength. I have a name list here. Whoever's name is called will have to head down to guard the city. The time limit is 3 months, and there will be a change every 3 months. I hope that all of you can do well. The moment he said that, everyone's heart tightened. After all, they were up against the heavenly demon race. Actually, no one was that confident. Who didn't know how powerful the heavenly demon race was? Back then, the heavenly demon race could be said to have affected the entire Great Thousand World. They had spent countless time, effort, and resources to suppress the heavenly demon race. Fighting against the experts of the heavenly demon race was not an easy task, let alone guarding for 3 months. If they were surrounded and attacked by the heavenly demon race, it would not be a good thing. Everyone's thoughts were that it was best not to go, especially before they understood the situation of the heavenly demon race. No one was willing to be the vanguard. Junior brother Lin Fei, I think you might have to guard the city this time. Feng Yi's voice floated over. When Lin Fei heard about guarding the city, he felt that there was a high chance that it would be his turn. To him, it did not matter much whether he went or not. He wanted to see for himself what the heavenly demon race was capable of to make everyone so afraid. Isn't it just guarding the city? There's nothing to be surprised about. If the experts of the heavenly demon race really come, we'll just have to fight it out. It won't be that easy for them to take my life. Lin Fei chuckled, extremely indifferent. Feng Yi was also impressed by Lin Fei. That was the heavenly demon race. The strength of the heavenly demon race was well known. They were especially savage, and the stronger the person, the more they liked them. They relied on their population to raise their strength. Back then, the reason why the 3,000 worlds were in such a huge mess was because the heavenly demon race wanted to raise their strength. That was why they kept expanding and invading their territories. However, they went too far in the end and were suppressed. He didn't expect it to come out again this time. The first place it appeared was in the spirit realm. The spiritual realm became the vanguard. Then I really admire you. The people of the Heavenly Demon Clan are powerful to begin with. If it were me, I wouldn't have the confidence to fight them," Feng Yi said in a serious tone. "We know too little about the Heavenly Demon Clan, so little that we don't even know what changes have taken place in the Heavenly Demon Clan after so many years, and what kind of experts have come this time." Names were called out one by one. Those whose names were called all stood up. Their faces were pale and they were nervous. No one was willing to guard the city, but the entire spiritual realm had changed. Everyone knew what the consequences would be if they didn't go and defend the city. Lin Fei, Tianyuan City. Unsurprisingly, Lin Fei heard his name. From the very beginning, he felt that this matter might have something to do with him. Although he had benefited from his eldest senior brother last time, in fact, he might have some ideas about him at that time. At this time, it was very normal for him to be assigned to guard the Tianyuan city. Of course, Lin Fei knew about this Tianyuan city. It was the most peripheral city of the entire heavens-reaching church. This Tianyuan city was not small, and it produced a lot of ores and materials. It was a city that the heavens-reaching church cared about very much. Everyone looked over, feeling a little happy at his misfortune. Who didn't know that there were traces of the Heavenly Demon Clan outside Tianyuan City? It could be said that Tianyuan City was a place where they had to confront the Heavenly Demon Clan head-on. It was not a small task. Apart from Lin Fei, there were a few other direct disciples who were also assigned to Tianyuan City. One expert like them was not enough. They had to be assigned to other experts. However, everyone was not in a good mood. When the announcement was over, all those whose names were called stayed behind. Feng Yi was lucky this time. It was not her turn to guard the city. There were about 40 or 50 personal disciples who stayed, and they were assigned to guard the cities of the heavens-reaching church. You are the first batch to guard the city. After you arrive, you are allowed to prepare freely. As long as you can keep the Heavenly Demon Clan out, the heavens-reaching church will arrange a Tongshan team for each of you. After hearing this, everyone heaved a sigh of relief. They all knew how powerful the Tongshan team was. It was a team of people in the same realm, and they had mastered many secret methods. Their fighting capacity was quite strong. It was one of the trump cards of the heavens-reaching church. Unexpectedly, they took it out this time. It was conceivable that the appearance of the Heavenly Demon Clan would bring great pressure to the entire spiritual realm. Lin Fei took advantage of this time to observe Gao Fan. Instead, he used the Great Way of Destiny to observe Gao Fan. There were not many opportunities like this. He had to see what Gao Fan, the eldest senior brother, would be like in the future. Using the Great Way of Destiny to observe a person could only be done by someone who practiced the Great Way of Destiny. The person being observed would not feel anything at all. Previously, Lin Fei had wanted to see what Gao Fan's future would be like. He had not met him for a while. Now, he finally had the chance. The Great Way of Destiny was unleashed, and it landed on Gao Fan. The eldest senior brother, Gao Fan, did not feel anything at all. No matter how strong he was, when faced with this mysterious fate, it was difficult for him to sense anything. A scene appeared in Lin Fei's vision. It was very illusory, but he could see it clearly. Gao Fan, the future eldest senior brother, was actually leading the entire spiritual realm. There were also many powerful existences around him. They were all fragments. They flickered continuously, but they did not last for long. In such a short time, Lin Fei had consumed a lot of energy. However, he finally saw what the situation was. This eldest senior brother Gao Fan was indeed not an honest person. He knew that there was a reason why he had brought back so many sage ruler treasures. Through the Great Way of Destiny, he could see some fragmented images. However, he could tell that the entire spiritual realm would probably fall into the hands of Gao Fan in the future. The figures standing behind Gao Fan were all filled with demonic aura. They seemed very unfamiliar. At least, Lin Fei had not seen such people before. Could they be from the Heavenly Demon Clan? Chapter 4605. After some instructions, everyone left the palace. Lin Fei also returned to his mountain peak. Of course, the news that he was going to guard the cities spread as soon as possible. For the disciples of the Heavenly Reaching Church, it was definitely a big deal. Who could imagine that the Heavenly Demon Clan would cause such a big movement as soon as they swept over? The personal disciples of the Heavenly Reaching Church were actually going to guard those cities. Did it not mean that the whole spiritual realm had changed greatly? Lin Fei returned to his mountain peak and found Su Tianxing. He told him about the matter. In fact, he did not tell him much. It was very simple, which was to keep an eye on every move in the sect. He was especially concerned about the situation of his eldest senior brother Gao Fan. Through the great law of destiny, he could see that his eldest senior brother Gao Fan would dominate the whole spiritual realm in the future, and there seemed to be traces of the experts of the Heavenly Demon Clan behind him. It was just a guess, but Lin Fei was quite confident in his guess. It was very likely to become a reality. Perhaps this eldest senior brother Gao Fan was not even real. Perhaps he was a fake. Perhaps he was supported by the experts of the Heavenly Demon Clan. He still had to pay attention to this eldest senior brother Gao Fan first. He also understood why his eldest senior brother Gao Fan kicked him out of the Heavenly Reaching Church. He probably felt that he was not easy to deal with and did not have the confidence. If he was not in the Heavenly Reaching Church, the following things would be much easier to handle. No one could compete with his eldest senior brother's sharpness. He was a little different. He believed that his eldest senior brother must have investigated him a lot and knew his temper and temperament. If he were to stay in the Heavenly Reaching Church, he would inevitably cause all kinds of trouble. That was really the case. Lin Fei had obtained a piece of the divine wood of destiny from his eldest senior brother Gao Fan, so he naturally hoped to get some other precious treasures. As long as his eldest senior brother Gao Fan still wanted to be the leader of the Heavenly Reaching Church, the rest would become reasonable. Unfortunately, this eldest senior brother Gao Fan was much smarter than he imagined. He actually knew to kick him out. Although he said that he would go to guard the cities, it was still Tianyuan City. It was unknown whether he had any ulterior motives. However, there was one thing that Lin Fei was certain of. If he were to suffer a great loss at the hands of the Heavenly Demon Clan, and his eldest senior brother would appear as a savior and help him, perhaps he would become eldest senior brother's disciple in a moment of hot-headedness. This was a very normal thing. This method was very appropriate. Lin Fei had nothing to pack. On the second day, Team Tongshan arrived, a team of 100 people. Although they were all Emptiness Realm experts, they had mastered a joint attack formation. They were quite powerful. They would form a connection with each other, and at that time, all of them would have the strength of a Saint King. In addition to them, there were also 5 pro-disciples of the Sky Reaching School. They were also convinced of Lin Fei's strength, so they cupped their hands and said, "Junior brother Lin Fei, we will listen to you when we go down to guard Tianyuan City." They had all seen Lin Fei defeat the experts on the heavenly ranking with ease. They were also very strong, but compared to Lin Fei they were far inferior. Whether or not they could survive this trip really depended on Lin Fei. At this time, they had to make things clear. No one was willing to offend Lin Fei at this time. If he sent them out to be cannon fodder, they would die in vain. Especially at this crucial moment. Lin Fei smiled and said, "I am relieved to hear you say this. When we reach Tianyuan City, I will guarantee that you will come back alive. The Heavenly Demon Clan might not be that afraid." With this, they were relieved. They hadn't had much contact with Lin Fei, but they had learned about him from the side. He wasn't a very calculative person. Instead, he was a very trustworthy person. Would they be able to survive this trip with Lin Fei? It all depended on luck. Who is the leader of your Heavenly God team? Lin Fei's gaze landed on the Heavenly God team. With such a team, there were many things he could do. At this time, a man in black armor stood out. "I am the leader of the Heavenly God team. My name is Su Hai." Lin Fei looked at Su Hai. "When we reach Tianyuan City, you have to listen to my orders. Otherwise, you won't have it easy if I make a move," Lin Fei said indifferently. Just a sentence from Su Hai was enough for Lin Fei to tell that Su Hai had a temper. To be able to become the leader of the Heavenly God team and lead a team, he naturally had a certain level of influence. "I got it. When the time comes, we will definitely listen to junior brother Lin Fei." Su Hai's voice was still as powerful as ever. As for whether that would be the case, no one knew. In any case, Lin Fei had already spoken. With this reminder, if they really didn't listen to him, then they couldn't blame him. "All right, let's go now." So. Everyone turned into streaks of light and flew out. At the same time, the others also followed him to the city under the Heavenly God School. Tianyuan City was at the edge. It didn't take long, just 2 hours. Lin Fei arrived in the sky above Tianyuan City. Tianyuan City was built on a mountain. It was huge and bustling. Looking down from above, Lin Fei could see many caravans. This time, they didn't go out. All of them stayed in Tianyuan City. Lin Fei brought his men and landed in the Tianyuan Pool's City Lord's mansion. The City Lord of the City Lord's mansion had already received the order and immediately brought people to welcome them. "Junior brother Lin Fei, you're finally here. Our Tianyuan City can be at ease now." The City Lord's name was Junshan. He looked like a middle-aged man in his 50s, but in fact, he had lived for thousands of years. Seeing Lin Fei coming down, he spoke enthusiastically. He had also received the news that junior brother Lin Fei would guard Tianyuan City in the future. Speaking of which, Junshan was also very flustered. Recently, he could see the traces of the Heavenly Demon clan from time to time. Although they didn't attack Tianyuan City, many caravans had been killed. By the time his men arrived, there were no corpses left. As a result, the caravans that were active outside did not dare to go out easily. They were afraid that they would be targeted by the Heavenly Demon clan. Now that junior brother Lin Fei was here, it was the best thing. Junshan had also heard of Lin Fei. In the Heavenly Reaching Church, he was a top expert. Few people in the younger generation could compete with him. Even Gao Fan, the first senior brother, was said to have offered good things to recruit him. Chapter 4606. In the study of the City Lord Manor. Junshan was reporting the corresponding situation. Originally, he had prepared a welcoming banquet, but it was rejected by Lin Fei. According to his words, what was the need for a banquet at this time? If the Heavenly Fiend clan were to launch a sneak attack during the banquet, it would not be a good thing. Therefore, this banquet was to be pushed back. When the Heavenly Fiend clan was chased away again, they would have a good drink then. Since it was said so, what else could Junshan say? He brought Lin Fei to the study of the City Lord Manor. "That's the situation. My spies have already found out that there are quite a number of Heavenly Devil clan members in the surroundings. However, they are from the Heavenly Devil clan. However, these Heavenly Fiend clan members are most adept at hiding their track. We can't find them in a short time, causing us to lose many scouts. In a short time, we have already lost dozens of scouts." Once this matter was mentioned, Junshan had a headache. They did not see any Heavenly Fiend clan members, but they lost dozens of scouts instead. According to my guess, perhaps it won't be long before the Heavenly Fiend clan members make a move on our Tianyuan City. As the City Lord of Tianyuan City, the pressure on Junshan was still very great. In particular, many cities had been captured by the Celestial Devil clan. After capturing, all the people in the city would be plundered clean. The Heavenly Fiend clan relied on absorbing the essence and blood of the human race to increase their strength. The more they absorbed, the stronger their strength. In addition, they used the human race as a resource to increase the strength of their treasures. This was also one of the things they were most adept at. Lin Fei was flipping through the information while listening to Jun Shan's words. His brows were slightly furrowed. In that case, there are already traces of the Heavenly Fiend clan members. It's just that you haven't found them yet. But their purpose of attacking our Tianyuan city is very clear. Jun Shan nodded. It is indeed so. Perhaps it will be in the near future, so I have people patrolling night and night. I even activated the array. But you also know that this kind of thing, you also know that the consumption is too great. Of course, Lin Fei knew about this array formation, especially one that covered an entire city. The amount of spirit stones consumed was definitely innumerable. It wasn't something that could be opened all the time. That would really consume a lot of energy. A small Tianyuan city really couldn't handle it. There's no need to activate the formation for the time being. It's too wasteful of spirit stones. Why don't we wait for them to take the initiative before we activate the formation? Lin Fei thought for a moment. As for the rest, what we need to do is to bide our time. If we find out that the heavenly demons want to attack the city, we just need to wait for them to come knocking on our door. Jun Shan was also slightly stunned. He did not expect that Lin Fei would actually say this. He was also a little surprised. Isn't it a bad idea to bide our time? What if the Heavenly Demon clan attacks? Perhaps our Tianyuan city won't be able to defend in time. Lin Fei smiled. You can rest assured about this. If they want to attack, they will have to suppress the whole city. So they will only arrange a part of them to test our Tianyuan city first. The only thing we can do is to capture the first part of the people and understand the progress. Only in this way can we understand each other. Jun Shan was quite smart. His expression changed, as if he understood something. Junior brother Lin Fei, you mean that there may be spies of the Heavenly Demon clan in our Tianyuan city, or that some people in our Tianyuan city have already defected and joined the Heavenly Demon clan? Lin Fei smiled but did not speak. After arriving at Tianyuan city, Lin Fei knew that what he had to do now was to face the attack of the Heavenly Demon clan. However, the Heavenly Demon clan was dodging like this. It could be seen that the strength of the Heavenly Demon clan was not very strong. If they wanted to take down Tianyuan city, they could either attack it head-on or disintegrate it from the inside. These were the two paths. And in Lin Fei's view, the Heavenly Demon clan did not have the ability to attack head-on. As long as they attacked, the experts of the Transcending Heaven cult would come to support them immediately. So the only thing they could do was to disintegrate Tianyuan city from the inside. In other words, they could persuade the experts to defect. This way they could catch them off guard overnight and plunder the population. Therefore, what Lin Fei wanted to do now was to get rid of all of these spies before doing anything else. Only in this way could Tianyuan city be the safest. As for who were the spies, it was unknown. In any case, Lin Fei felt that these people should be making a move soon. If they did not make a move now, they would lose the opportunity. In an inconspicuous mansion in Tianyuan city, there were more than 10 people inside. These people had different expressions. Now the situation is a bit wrong. The pro-disciple of the Transcending Heaven cult, Lin Fei, has come. The one who spoke was a person wearing armor. If Jun Shan was here, he would definitely recognize this person wearing armor. He was a commander of Tianyuan city. There were a total of 3 commanders in Tianyuan city. They were in charge of the defense of Tianyuan city. Each of them was in charge of a small team of 1,000 people. In the entire Tianyuan city, there was a total of 3,000 people in the cultivation team. Although a cultivation team of 3,000 people was not a lot, in fact, their combat strength was very strong. I've heard of this Lin Fei. His origin is not simple. He is also facing that senior brother. Now that he is here, it won't be easy for us to take Tianyuan city. I suggest that we launch a night attack to catch them off guard and plunder a portion of the population. If one looked carefully at these people, each of them had a different expression. There was a trace of devil chi that was constantly flowing. At this time, the armored person looked at a cloaked person in the corner. This cloaked person was covered from head to toe with a cloak. His appearance could not be seen clearly, but his body gave off a dangerous aura. Lord Wang, what do you think? This Lord Wang was that cloaked person. He snorted lightly. I think a night attack is fine. It's a good opportunity to test how strong that Lin Fei is. Otherwise, he will think that our Heavenly Devil clan is too easy to deal with. The cloaked man stood up and instantly gave off an extremely oppressive feeling. Then the cloak was lifted, revealing a face covered with devil marks. Night fell. The entire Tianyuan city was quiet. Although everyone was very nervous and afraid of the appearance of the Heavenly Devil clan, Tianyuan city was still very lively at night. The lights were bright. Especially after the arrival of the pro-disciple Lin Fei, everyone was relieved in their hearts. At least there would not be any danger. Midnight. Tianyuan city was even quieter. Except for a few patrol teams, there was nothing else. A group of people came to the entrance of Tianyuan city's south gate. Commander Tai, what brings you here? Chapter 4607. Lin Fei had been waiting all this while. He was waiting for the people of the Heavenly Fiend clan to make a move. He felt that these people would definitely make a move within 3 to 5 days. He had already arrived at Tianyuan city. If these people still did not make a move, wouldn't they miss the opportunity? Lin Fei was still quite confident in his ability to judge. The Heavenly Fiend clan had always liked to expand and invade non-stop. It was because only in this way could they plunder more people. Only then would they be able to cultivate calmly, and it would be easier for them to produce experts. This was recorded in a lot of information. During this trip, Lin Fei had also looked through the information about the Heavenly Fiend clan that was sent by the sect. The information about the Heavenly Fiend clan was very detailed, and their biggest motivation was to plunder all kinds of living beings, using them as a foundation to cultivate. A huge city could allow them to cultivate a lot of experts. Therefore, they definitely would not miss a big city like Tianyuan City. Because Tianyuan City was a big trading city, the population here was very large. With Lin Fei's understanding, there were about 2 to 3 million people. It could not be compared to those big cities with tens of millions of people. But 2 to 3 million was also considered a big piece of fat meat. As long as the Heavenly Fiend clan had that idea, they would definitely make a move. Even before long, those small villages outside the city would be attacked by the Heavenly Fiend clan. After a long time, the entire spiritual realm would only be left with big cities. There would not be those small cities anymore. Because only in this way could they be more concentrated and protected. Just as Lin Fei was preparing to go rest, his eyes changed slightly. The corner of his mouth raised, and he could not help but smile. It seems that my guess was indeed right. The Heavenly Fiend clan has made a move. They really have their spies in the city. They have roped in a group of people so quickly. No wonder even Senior Brother Gao Fan seemed to be standing on the side of the Heavenly Fiend clan. In such a short time, Lin Fei already felt the turmoil in Tianyuan City. Auras were chaotic, but there were also auras that were relatively stronger. Lin Fei walked out of the study. At this time, Jun Shan also ran out. His expression also sank, looking a little ugly. Previously, Junior Brother Lin Fei had just mentioned this matter. Who would have thought that in such a short period of time, it would actually erupt so quickly? If it weren't for Junior Brother Lin Fei's suggestion, Mount June wouldn't even dare to think about it. There were actually spies in Tianyuan City, or it could be said that the Heavenly Devil clan had infiltrated in. Junior Martial Brother Lin Fei, I will bring people to destroy them now. Do they really think that Mount June is easy to bully? Lin Fei nodded slightly. Jun Shan immediately went out with his men. After Jun Shan left, Su Hai also came over immediately. As the captain of the Tongshan team, he had also sensed the commotion outside. Naturally, he had to report to Lin Fei. You guys just need to observe for now. Don't do anything for the time being. It's just some vanguard troops. There shouldn't be a need for you guys to do anything yet. Lin Fei smiled and walked into the void. When he came out, he was already on top of a building. This was the south gate of Tianyuan City. It was already a mess here. There were endless heavenly devils rushing in. These heavenly devils were emitting demonic energy from head to toe. There were even demonic patterns on their bodies that were extremely clear. At this moment, Lin Fei could finally see clearly. Big Senior Brother Gao Fan should be colluding with the Heavenly Devil Clan. Otherwise, Big Senior Brother wasn't really Big Senior Brother. These people were pretty much the same as the future scenes he had seen. It was just that they were strong and weak. Lin Fei observed silently. He could also see that these heavenly devils were indeed a little different. Especially in terms of speed, they were much higher than the average realm. Especially their close combat methods were also very ferocious. Anyway, the experts in Tianyuan City really weren't a match for these heavenly devils. The coordination of these heavenly devils was rather sharp. In a short period of time, they were caught off guard. At the same time, heavenly devils were constantly surging in from outside. These heavenly devils were very strong. After watching for a while, Lin Fei knew that it wouldn't be easy to deal with these heavenly devils. At the very least, the human race would need 2 or 3 people to deal with a single heavenly devil. This was even more ferocious than the demon race. You wouldn't know if you didn't fight. Only after fighting would you know how ferocious they were. It was no wonder that the Heavenly Devil Clan could conquer the entire world back then. Lin Fei didn't see any experts. They were all insightful Emptiness Realm experts. These insightful Emptiness Realm heavenly devils weren't weak either. Basically, they could fight 3 to 5 rounds with people at the Sage King level. Lin Fei changed a few places and finally found a few experts. Sage King level. Although there weren't many of them, only 5 in total, these 5 Sage King level heavenly devils were very strong. Just by relying on the demonic energy on their bodies, the human race experts couldn't get close at all. Everywhere they passed, the human race experts fell to the ground one by one. They directly became dry corpses. Anyone who saw that scene would be shocked. Lin Fei could be considered to have understood the strength of the Heavenly Demon Clan. They indeed needed to devour a large amount of qi and blood to increase their strength. This wasn't much different from his previous plundering ability. It was just that they were more tyrannical. Apart from these 5 Sage King level heavenly devils, Lin Fei didn't find any other expert. It's time to make a move. If we let this go on, there will be more heavenly devils coming in from the outside. This city lord of Junshan also had his eyes on these 5 heavenly devils. As soon as they started exchanging blows, he began to lose ground. He wasn't a match at all, and it was a matter of life and death. They were almost killed, and their faces were very pale. Previously, Junshan didn't take the heavenly devils seriously. Now that they were fighting, he knew how powerful these heavenly devils were. He wasn't a match for them at all. No wonder the Heavenly Devil Clan could be so ferocious back then. Junshan, I know you are the city lord of Tianyuan City. If you are willing to surrender now and rely on our Heavenly Devil Clan, then I will spare your life. One of the Heavenly Devil Kings kept moving. Figures surrounded Junshan, putting him in danger all of a sudden. Junshan also secretly felt bitter. The experts he brought were not a match for them. In the blink of an eye, he was the only one left. That's impossible. I will definitely not rely on your Heavenly Devil Clan. If you have the ability, kill me first. Otherwise, it's impossible. How could Junshan dare to stand on the side of the Heavenly Devil Clan? At that time, he wouldn't even know how he died. After the Heavenly Devil King heard it, he coldly snorted, "It seems that you don't know what's good for you. Then, I will fulfill your wish." All the figures turned into one and attacked in an instant. You want to kill the people of Tianyuan City? I don't think you have the confidence. That cold light pressed down on Junshan's body. A stream of light came over and directly destroyed that cold light. Not far away, Lin Fei smiled faintly and stared at these heavenly devils. Not far away, Lin Fei smiled faintly and stared at these heavenly devils. Chapter 4608. At the same time, in a mansion of Tianyuan City, someone was observing the situation of the whole city through a treasure. It seems that the experts of Tianyuan City are not so good. That Junshan is also the same. Several heavenly demon kings have already made him helpless. It's good that we can destroy Junshan at this time. Without the Lord of Tianyuan City, the rest will be simple. Unfortunately, that Lin Fei hasn't made a move yet. If all the cities of the Heavenly Reaching Church are like this, then our Heavenly Demon Clan will definitely be able to destroy the entire Heavenly Reaching Church and plunder all their people. Especially those disciples of the Heavenly Reaching Church, their chi and blood are vigorous, which is the best for cultivation. These people's faces were gloomy, but when they saw the experts of Tianyuan City retreating or being killed, they all had smiles on their faces. However, when a beam of light appeared, the expressions of these people changed slightly. They finally recognized the person who had arrived. It turned out to be Lin Fei, the pro-disciple of the Heavenly Reaching Church. They didn't expect that this guy would make a move at this time. Since this Lin Fei has made a move, we can observe his strength secretly. If it's just SOSO, then we'll catch him off guard. These Heavenly Demon Clan experts didn't care about bullying others with numbers. As long as they could get rid of the other party, it would be a victory. Unlike the people of the spiritual realm who liked to fight alone, it was actually a stupid behavior. In their Heavenly Demon Clan, they would be ridiculed. Junior brother Lin Fei, you're finally here. You have to be careful of these people. They should be Heavenly Demon Kings. As soon as he saw Lin Fei make a move, Junshan heaved a sigh of relief. Just now, he really couldn't resist and thought that he was doomed. Fortunately, junior brother Lin Fei finally made a move and resolved the danger. Junshan finally realized how powerful these Heavenly Demon Kings were. Even if they made a move, he couldn't stop them at all. No wonder those cities could be breached. These Heavenly Demon Kings were really hard to deal with. Leave this place to me. You go and help the others in case they can't beat them. With that said, Junshan immediately withdrew. Originally, a Heavenly Demon King next to him wanted to chase and stop Junshan. If Junshan wanted to deal with those Heavenly Demons with his strength, he still had a great advantage. As soon as he moved, he saw streams of light chasing after him, blocking his way. Your opponent is me, not anyone else. If you want to leave this place, you can only become a corpse. Instead of living a good life, you actually attacked Tianyuan City at night. You are truly audacious. After Lin Fei snorted coldly, the sky exterminating bow in his hand continuously shot out streams of light. The might of these streams of light was boundless, suppressing these 5 Heavenly Demon Kings, making them unable to divert their attention. He could only muster 100 spirits to fight against the flowing light. The people who were observing in the dark also exclaimed secretly, "Looks like this Lin Fei is a long-range archer. No wonder he has such confidence. His power is indeed very strong, and the bow in his hands is even at the Heavenly King stage. However, just that alone is not enough." After observing for a while, they heaved a sigh of relief. This Lin Fei did not seem to be as powerful as they had imagined. Wasn't it just a long-range means? Once their Heavenly Demon Kings got close, they would be able to kill them however they wanted. It would be just a matter of a word. That was what they thought, but in fact, it was really very difficult to execute. One by one, the Heavenly Demon Kings kept approaching, trying to get close to Lin Fei, but they were all blocked by Lin Fei's flowing light. This time, the faces of these Heavenly Demon Kings turned a little ugly. After the 5 Heavenly Demon Kings looked at each other, they actually used a big killer move. In an instant, the 5 of them merged into one. They became a big giant. As soon as this giant appeared, his momentum soared, and he seemed to be close to the level of a lord of heaven. You, a small heavenly king, dare to fight against us. I will let you see our heavenly demon clan's heavenly demon fusion. After the 5 heavenly demons merged into one, their voice was cold, and they raised their huge palms and set off endless heavenly demon wind. These winds were full of bloodthirsty aura. However, as soon as the heavenly demon wind got close to Lin Fei, there was a loud crackling sound. Turned out that at this time, Lin Fei had also released his great path of thunder. The great path of thunder was emperor-level thunder, and the power of thunder kept seeping in. Everywhere it passed, the heavenly demon wind was instantly disintegrated. If this is all you have under the fusion stage is capable of, then I will really look down on you. Lin Fei chuckled a few times. The power of thunder kept seeping out. Everywhere it passed, there seemed to be thunder swimming in the void. The heavenly demon giant's huge arm directly grabbed forward, trying to use its absolute strength to shake the thunder. As soon as it reached out, it was bombarded by the great path of thunder. In a short period of time, the palm stretched back. The palm was covered with cracks, and the power of thunder seemed to be seeping in. To think that this Lin Fei has grasped the great path of thunder as well. By the looks of it, he should have surpassed the king level and reached the emperor level. If it was just an ordinary great path of thunder, they wouldn't have paid much attention. However, it just so happened that this Lin Fei cultivated the emperor-level great path of thunder. This made them realize that they were in deep trouble. Even with the heavenly demon body, they were still extremely wary of the emperor-level great path of thunder. After all, the great path of thunder specialized in destruction. As for the heavenly demon race, they were extremely concerned about the power of destruction. Against the great path of thunder, they could already feel an immense pressure. There was a loud rumbling sound. A series of lightning bolts descended, and the area around Lin Fei turned into an area of lightning. As the lightning bolts swam, the massive heavenly demon giant felt threatened. Lin Fei did not stop as well. The sky extermination bow in his hands was activated once more, and a series of streaks of light that contained the might of the great path of thunder surged instantly. With a swoosh, the heavenly demon giant was pierced through. The moment the heavenly demon giant raised its palm, it realized that this move had disappeared into thin air. In an instant, it appeared behind him and pierced through his body. It was so sudden that it was hard for it to react, and its face turned even darker. Following that, the streaks of light continued to attack. Even when the great path of thunder opened up, it was still unable to block them. Under the might of these streaks of light, more and more wounds appeared on the heavenly demon giant's body. Swoosh! The 5 heavenly demon kings that had fused with the heavenly demon body collapsed and fell down once more. Their expressions were extremely ugly. At the moment when they dispersed, 5 streaks of light directly attacked. They instantly disappeared from their vision, and then pierced through the space between their eyebrows. The 5 heavenly demon kings instantly fell to the ground. Bookhouse website. Chapter 4609. In fact, when Lin Fei made his move, many people were paying attention to the situation here. For example, Junshan. He was the most concerned. After all, he had a deep understanding of the strength of these 5 heavenly demon kings. If it wasn't for junior brother Lin Fei, he would have been killed by these 5 heavenly demon kings. There was also Su Hai in the distance. He was also observing. He could also feel the strength of these heavenly demon kings. He didn't expect that even after using heavenly demon fusion, they still couldn't match Lin Fei's means. They were killed. This also made Su Hai's mind a lot more lively. What made people feel the most uncomfortable should be the experts of the heavenly demon clan hiding in the mansion. They all stood up one after another, somewhat in disbelief. Especially the man in the cloak. His eyes began to narrow, and his whole body released a terrible chill. It seems that I still underestimated this kid. I didn't expect his strength to be so strong. Every arrow can burst out with full strength, and he can even use the great Tao of thunder in it to kill 5 heavenly demon kings. His means are indeed a bit extraordinary. In this first confrontation, it seemed that their heavenly demon clan had temporarily lost the advantage. Without these 5 heavenly demon kings as the vanguard, those heavenly demons behind were not a match at all. The cloaked man also knew that this time it was his turn to make a move. Otherwise, it would be impossible for them to catch Tianyuan City off guard today. Don't think that I don't know that you guys are hiding here. All of you get out. Tianyuan City is not a place where you can be so presumptuous. With me, Lin Fei here, scram as far as you can. I will never let your heavenly demon clan's traces appear. Just when the cloaked man was about to make his move, a stream of light instantly landed in the mansion. Clatter. Thunder exploded all over the sky, and each thunder affected the physical bodies of these heavenly demon clan experts. Half of their bodies became numb. Following that, countless streams of light flew in, followed by a series of muffled sounds. Countless heavenly demon clan experts were killed instantly. The cloaked man soared into the sky and stood in the sky. His expression became even uglier. In just a blink of an eye, almost half of the heavenly demon clan experts who gathered together just now were killed or injured. The rest were also heavily injured. After all, it contained the might of the Grand Tao of Lightning, and it was even an Emperor-rank Grand Tao of Lightning. It was simply capable of taking their lives. Damn bastard! He actually dared to kill a member of my heavenly demon clan. The cloaked man instantly turned into a black fog and shrouded Lin Fei. How could Lin Fei let him get close? The lightning that filled the sky converged together. One by one, they landed. At the same time, he was constantly moving in the lightning area. The cloaked man instantly appeared behind Lin Fei. Surprisingly, he wasn't affected at all. Rays of cold light pierced towards Lin Fei. It turned out that this cloaked man was actually an expert who had mastered the skills of an assassin. Every ray of cold light was untraceable. This allowed Lin Fei to experience it boldly. In a short period of time, he had been hit by several moves. Even if he was hit a few times, it didn't affect Lin Fei at all. His heavenly king-level physical body wasn't afraid at all. If I'm not wrong, you should be the person in charge of Tianyuan City. You're quite strong, much stronger than those few heavenly demon kings. However, you probably won't make a move openly. You'll only hide in a dark corner. I'm not sure if I'm right. Actually, ever since Lin Fei came to Tianyuan City, he already knew that there was already a heavenly demon clan in Tianyuan City. Initially, he wasn't too sure, but after seeing these heavenly demons, he knew that they were all heavenly demons. They were quite powerful. They might even be the person in charge in the dark. Once Lin Fei's tree of life opened, it was no joke. The special feeling was quite a big reaction. Lin Fei wanted to see if these people had any tricks up their sleeve. After confirming it, he directly shot an arrow over and killed a portion of the heavenly demons. He even chased the person in charge of the heavenly demon clan out. The cloaked man didn't cause any damage to Lin Fei under the lightning region. He also injured the other party, but the other party's physical body was somewhat unbelievably strong, which also made him understand. This Lin Fei's physical body should be at the heavenly king level. He walked the path of body refinement and was also a long-range archer. The cloaked man wanted to curse in his heart. How could there be such a guy? People like him were really too difficult to deal with. Especially under the lightning Tao. Don't look at how he looked relaxed. In fact, the consumption was very large. Originally, he planned to kill Lin Fei in a single move, but who knew that the other party's strength was much stronger than he imagined. Lin Fei, I've learned your tricks, but I'll remember you. Just wait for the attack of our heavenly demon clan. The cloaked man snorted coldly and prepared to go outside. He didn't plan to have any more fights with Lin Fei. Would Lin Fei let him leave? Of course not. After much difficulty, he finally caught a fish. This fish wasn't very big, but its strength was not bad. He snorted coldly. I didn't even say anything to let you leave, but you actually dared to leave. You're quite interesting. Lightning cage, trap me. After Lin Fei grasped the Emperor Lightning Dao, he also learned many techniques. Among them, the lightning cage was one of them. It could instantly turn into a cage, trapping experts. Just as the cloaked man turned around, the entire lightning region turned into a huge ball-shaped cage. Within this cage, the lightning turned into a dragon that kept swimming. This made him feel pressured. Lin Fei used the lightning movement technique and quickly closed in. Just now, you had a good time fighting. Now it's my turn. Let's see if you can take it or not. Lin Fei directly used his fist technique. His fist technique was big and bold. Coupled with the lightning Dao, it was even more domineering. This exchange made him feel that the cloaked man in front of him, the so-called heavenly demon, was indeed a little different. The demonic aura around him rippled and formed a certain defense. Even if Lin Fei went all out, he actually couldn't break through this defense in a short time. He was a little surprised. Who knew how many heavenly demon experts like this were out there? If there were more of them, it would really be a little difficult to deal with. I'm not as easy to deal with as you think. Otherwise, our heavenly demon clan wouldn't have forced all the experts in the vast 1,000 domains to suppress us back then. Just you alone won't be enough. The cloaked man seemed very proud and at ease. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Fei used his fist as a palm and slapped the cloaked man's body. The Tree of Life's plunder ability was activated. Chapter 46:10. The moment Lin Fei struck out with his palm, the cloaked man's expression changed drastically. He couldn't control his entire body and started to tremble subconsciously. All the life energy in his body instantly rushed out. He couldn't control it at all. In the blink of an eye, the cloaked man's strength plummeted. He couldn't suppress it anymore and couldn't break free from the power of Lin Fei's palm. Stop. Stop. If you don't stop, I'm really going to die. Stop. Stop. At this moment, the cloaked man's entire mind went blank. It had always been them who plundered the life essence of humans. There had never been a human who could take away the life essence from them. However, he actually encountered it. It was really hard for him to accept. Compared to the sky demons, Lin Fan's methods were even more tyrannical and savage. In such a short period of time, he went from unease to fear to complete despair. He couldn't help but start begging for mercy. If he didn't beg for mercy, he would really die. He would die without a burial. He didn't expect Lin Fei to be so strong and have mastered such a secret technique. Most importantly, after devouring his life essence, Lin Fan didn't react at all. This was completely unreasonable. He wasn't like the sky demons. Even if they plundered the life essence of humans, they would need time to completely absorb it. It wasn't like nothing had happened at all. He knew that he had met a terrifying person. Such a person just had to be the enemy of the Sky Demon clan. He couldn't wait to send the news back. Only then would the Sky Demon clan know that they would be prepared. Otherwise, no one would be able to defend against the opponent's ultimate move. Now you know to surrender. You were acting all high and mighty just now. However, seeing that you can still speak, you have to absorb a little more. Hua 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 hua. In the time it took to speak, the cloaked man's entire body aged. His aura also became weaker and weaker. It was as if he would die at any moment. At this moment Lin Fei stopped. He casually squeezed and brought the cloaked man to the ground as if he was carrying a dead dog. You should be glad that I still have some thoughts about you. That's why I didn't kill you. Otherwise, you would have become a pile of pieces by now. The cloaked man really believed what the other party said. In the face of this powerful plundering ability, it would be as easy as flipping a hand for the other party to kill him. He would not be able to resist even if he wanted to. Jun Shan, who had been killing Skyfiends, also saw this scene. Although he didn't know how the other party had been defeated, he was sincerely happy for Lin Fei. The Celestial Demon clan didn't seem that scary. Lin Fei casually brought the cloaked man back to the City Lord's mansion. He was now living in the City Lord's mansion. Mount June had been moved outside, giving up the position of the City Lord's mansion. Without the cloaked man's command, the rest of the matter was much simpler. Those celestial demons were no match for the humans. After a round of strangulation, most of the heavenly devils were killed, except for a small number that were suppressed. The entire Tianyuan city was restored to its tranquility. This allowed many human experts to see hope. It turned out that the heavenly demons of the Heavenly Demon clan were actually not that powerful. As long as they united, everything would be easy. A night attack by the heavenly demons ended so easily. Mount June was also very impressed with junior brother Lin Fei. If it wasn't for him overseeing here, Tianyuan City would definitely have suffered a huge loss this time. Whether they could defend was still a problem. As for the other personal disciples, they were also quite convinced with Lin Fei's strength. They had also fought with these heavenly demons before. They knew that these heavenly demons were really not easy to deal with. They were very difficult to deal with. If they were not careful, they would be killed. The cloaked man had been brought into the study by Lin Fei. At this time, the cloaked man took off his cloak. He looked unbelievably old and had lost his vitality. This was the consequence of the life energy that had been plundered. Lin Fei indifferently looked at the cloaked man before him. "Tell me about your origins. In any case, you should at least let me get to know you. If you don't know how to behave yourself, then I'll just kill you with a palm. In any case, your heavenly demon clan wants to attack Tianyuan City. When the time comes, I'll just capture a few more heavenly demons. However, you'll lose your life." Lin Fei really hoped to know some information from the mouth of this heavenly demon, especially since he was a small fish. Naturally, he would know a lot of information, unlike those small fries. Even if they were caught, they wouldn't be able to gain anything. This cloaked man was different. He was the person in charge of this place. Lin Fei was quite sure about this. The cloaked man also accepted his fate this time. Until now, he still couldn't figure out how this personal disciple of the heavenly reaching immortal sect could have such a great ability. He could even master such a secret technique. "My name is Luoku, a heavenly demon king of the Heavenly Demon clan." Along with Luoku's words, the situation of the Heavenly Demon clan also emerged in Lin Fei's mind. This Luoku seemed to want to survive. He spoke in great detail. Along the way, Lin Fei had a very deep understanding of the Heavenly Demon clan. "In that case, there aren't many people from your Sky Demon clan that came out of the endless abyss this time. You just want to establish a base camp in the spiritual realm so that you can expand to the Great Thousand World. That's what I'm saying." With such a news, Lin Fei felt relieved. It turned out that not all of the heavenly demons came out, but only a part of them. The reason why they could come out was because a crack had appeared in the endless abyss, and they came out of this crack. At first, Lin Fei thought that they had already broken through the endless abyss, but now it seemed that he had thought too much. The endless abyss was such a powerful place. How could it be so easy to break through it? These heavenly demons really knew how to think of a way. They even created a crack in the space, and then descended into the spiritual world through it. It could only be said that the spiritual world had bad luck to encounter such a thing. Our heavenly demon clan has already begun to attack these cities and plunder their population. In order to survive, Luoku explained in great detail. "Then what is the strongest realm that your heavenly demon clan sent out? How many people are there?" "Our heavenly demon clan sent out experts of the Heaven Monarch realm this time. Because the crack in the space is too small, it can't bear two strong people coming out. Therefore, only Heaven Monarch realm experts came out. However, our Heaven Monarch realm experts can burst out the strength of a sovereign emperor through a secret technique, but he is currently recuperating." This news wasn't good news. There was actually a heaven monarch realm heavenly demon who could burst out the strength of a sovereign emperor. Bookseller's website. Chapter 46:11. With such news, Lin Fei knew what to do next. This matter was reported to the sky-reaching church. As for what the higher-ups would do, it was their own business. Lin Fei only needed to guard Tianyuan City. The rest was really not what he needed to care about. After Lin Fei guarded Tianyuan City, traces of the Heavenly Demon clan appeared in many cities. These heavenly demons moved strangely and liked to infiltrate. They were not like Lin Fei, who could sense that something was wrong. At present, Tianyuan City was quite safe. After Lin Fei showed his skills, he also showed his face in Tianyuan City. At least everyone knew that there was such a person. With such a person guarding Tianyuan City, at least there was no need to worry about those heavenly demons attacking. The city lord of Mount June also admired Lin Fei from the bottom of his heart. Now that there were heavenly demons attacking Tianyuan City, Mount June also personally supervised it to prevent those heavenly demons from making a comeback. Lin Fei believed that those heavenly demons would not come again for a while, but he had no time to spare. In fact, it was really like this. Ever since the first night raid, no more heavenly demons had appeared. Lin Fei's divine tree of life also covered this area all the time. Once there was a trace of heavenly demons or an invasion, he could quickly grasp it. This was also an invisible means for Lin Fei to deal with the outside world. Therefore, he was quite leisurely now. For a month, there was no trace of heavenly demons at all. However, many cities in the territories of other immortal sects had been breached. From time to time, powerful heavenly demons at the Lord of Heaven realm would take action. Of course, the human clan was not idle either. They also sent out great experts at the Lord of Heaven realm. The battle was fierce. Even if Lin Fei did not personally watch it, he could feel the horrible aura brought by the battle. The only one who did not appear was the powerful heavenly demon who could burst out the strength of the emperor. It seemed that he was really healing. In the second month, Lin Fei finally noticed the traces of heavenly demons. It appeared around Tianyuan City. Their movements were strange, but they could not hide from Lin Fei's eyes and ears at all. He called for Mount June. He mentioned the invasion of the heavenly demons. Jun Shan's heart tightened. He immediately led his men to arrest them. This arrest brought back a piece of news. "Junior brother, I think they are really making a comeback this time. Who asked our Tianyuan City to have such a large population? I'm afraid they won't give up until they break through our Tianyuan City." Jun Shan also heaved a rare sigh of relief, but he didn't expect the heavenly demon to come again so soon. It was only a month's time, which made Jun Shan unable to digest it for a while. He interrogated it several times before he was sure. These people were indeed preparing to attack Tianyuan City. This time, it was very likely that a skyfiend at the Lord of Heaven realm would be mobilized. They want to attack our Tianyuan City. It's probably because the pressure on the other cities is too great, so they want to find a good bone to chew. Lin Fei also laughed. He didn't feel too much pressure. As long as it wasn't a powerful heavenly demon, they could still defend. The Lord of Heaven realm experts would naturally be dealt with by the heaven-reaching church's Lord of Heaven experts. Moreover, from the collected information, Lin Fei could also see it. There were not many Lord of Heaven realm experts on the side of the heavenly demons. At most there were 4 or 5. Therefore, they couldn't be too scattered. If they were surrounded, it would be a big loss. Then what should we do now? Should we open the formation at any time? After the previous incident, Jun Shan also realized the power of the heavenly demons and dared not to take it lightly. This time, from their information, it could be seen that the heavenly demons still cared a lot about Tianyuan City. It seemed that they wanted to take down Tianyuan City in one breath. However, now that their spies had been captured, it naturally gave them a chance to be on guard. The formation still needs to be opened. Compared to the last time, Lin Fei felt that the attack of the heavenly demons this time would be fiercer than the last time. It would also be shorter in time. Once they couldn't break through Tianyuan City, the experts of the heaven-reaching church would come. At that time, the heavenly demon clan would be the unlucky ones. Lin Fei also made some arrangements at the first time. He had to see what kind of experts had come this time. If they were similar to Luoku, then there was nothing to be afraid of. Luoku's plundering ability was not a joke. Once he got close to them, he could deal with them as he liked. For this attack, Lin Fei was quite concerned. At the same time, on the other side, there were several heavenly demons looking at Tianyuan City in the distance. The spies they had arranged were all killed without exception. They were a little surprised. They also knew that there should be an expert in Tianyuan City. Otherwise, it would be impossible for him to see through the traces of the heavenly demons so easily. The hiding means of the heavenly demon clan were quite powerful. Because of their powerful means, they could constantly sneak into the city and catch them unprepared. That Lin Fei in Tianyuan City is quite powerful. He killed all our people so quickly. At this time, the expressions of these heavenly demons turned slightly cold. Of course, they had heard of this Lin Fei. They didn't pay much attention to him at first, but when Luoku planned to attack at night, he was actually defeated by this Lin Fei. Until now, they were still a little puzzled. It was said that this Lin Fei had mastered a lot of means, which made Luoku suffer a big loss. Now, even he was sent to the heaven-reaching church. That kid is nothing to worry about. I heard that he is just a holy king. He has a treasure of a heavenly king, and his combat power is quite fierce. The strength of these 5 heavenly demons was very strong. The leader was in existence at the peak of heavenly king. He could burst out the combat power of a lord of heaven. So far, no one could make him burst out the combat power of a lord of heaven. Those human clan experts could not withstand a single blow. They found our traces. Then we might as well mobilize the army and give them a pressure of Mount Tai. Let them fall into chaos on their own first. The way the heavenly demons attacked the city was very simple. The first was to infiltrate and bribe, and the second was to attack. Under normal circumstances, they liked to infiltrate and bribe, and the effect was very good. It was the same this time. Just as Lin Fei was about to sit and wait for the heavenly demons to make their move, someone came. He had always wanted to see someone. It was that Huo Xiaoxiao. He had searched all the way here. As for being able to find him, Lin Fei was not surprised at all. The other party had the great karma technique. Silently, he came to Lin Fei's city lord residence. He avoided everyone. Lin Fei, how have you been? Your name made us look for you for a long time. Bookseller's Reading Website. Chapter 46:12. Lin Fei had not expected Huo Xiaoxiao to come looking for him at a time like this. If he had not come to the city lord's mansion, Lin Fei would not have been able to react. The information he had left behind back then was indeed fake. He had not expected Huo Xiaoxiao, who had the great karma technique, to be so capable. She had come looking for him and seemed to know his identity. This was out of his expectations. Since I'm outside, I have to find a few identities for myself. In any case, you have the great karma technique. Now that we have a karmic connection, there's no way I can hide from you. Are you still worried? Lin Fei burst into laughter. Huo Xiaoxiao rolled her eyes at Lin Fei. If not for the great karma technique, it would not have been easy to find Lin Fei in the spirit realm. She had not expected this fellow to be so strong. He was just a personal disciple and was unknown to the entire spirit realm. He was really good at hiding. For a moment, Huo Xiaoxiao felt that she had found the wrong person. Fortunately, I have cultivated the great karma technique. Otherwise, I would not have been able to find you at all. At that time, I would have rejoiced for nothing. Not everyone has the great karma technique like me. Lin Fei could naturally tell that Huo Xiaoxiao was not angry. She was just complaining. She had probably spent some time to find him. Fortunately, she had finally found him. I can tell that there's something wrong with your situation. There are people from the Heavenly Demon clan outside. Back then, I did not believe it. Unexpectedly, this is the case. You are in danger. You have to keep these heavenly demons alive in the future. They are not as easy to deal with as you think. Hua Xiaoxiao could not help but remind him. She knew a lot about the Heavenly Demon clan. Back then, they were a ferocious existence that swept through the entire Great Thousand World. In the end, they were suppressed in the Endless Abyss. Now that there was a spatial tear in the Endless Abyss, they managed to escape. In the end, they ended up in the spirit realm. It could only be said that the spirit realm was unlucky. But you don't have to worry too much. The forces of the Great Thousand World have already received this news and will soon send experts over. As long as you can hold on for a period of time, everything will be fine. This can also be considered as a piece of good news for you. This was indeed good news for Lin Fei. Of course, even if Hua Xiaoxiao hadn't mentioned it, outside forces would have joined in sooner or later. No one wanted the spiritual realm to become the Heavenly Demon clan's base camp. At least, that was what Yi Xian thought. Thank you, Miss Hua, for bringing me such good news. At the very least, I don't have to be nervous anymore. To be honest, these heavenly demons are really not easy to deal with. Each of them has some tricks up their sleeve. They even know some secret techniques. Their strength is also very powerful. However, small fries like me will not encounter two powerful heavenly demons. Lin Fei's current performance was not outstanding. Although he was famous in the heaven-reaching church, he was nothing in the spiritual realm. Naturally, he would not be targeted by those heavenly demons. I'll cut to the chase. I've brought you a few good things this time. I believe you will be satisfied. I'm a man of my word. Lin Fei had been looking forward to the good things that Hua Xiaoxiao had brought. Just don't let him be happy for nothing. As long as he could improve his strength, that would be the best. If it were before, there would be nothing to worry about. The entire spiritual realm was so quiet. However, it was different now. With the traces of the Heavenly Demon clan, and the heavenly demons at the Lord of Heaven level, he could not take them lightly. Who knew when he would encounter a heavenly demon at the Lord of Heaven level? Lin Fei had to be careful. For those heavenly demons, the stronger they were, the more they liked them. Devouring them would be of great help to improve their strength. It could be said that Hua Xiaoxiao's arrival was indeed the best time. And it would also give Lin Fei more opportunities to improve his strength. Hua Xiaoxiao took out a box. As soon as the box was taken out, the divine tree of life moved. He knew that there must be something he needed inside. When the box was opened, there was a piece of wood inside. This piece of wood was very inconspicuous and very ordinary. However, it was this piece of wood that made Lin Fei's eyes light up. Hua Xiaoxiao also noticed the change in Lin Fei and could not help but smile. I knew you would like this piece of wood. This piece of wood is called holy wood. I heard that it can be used to refine holy treasures. The greatest function of holy treasures is to unleash a holy attack. I don't know if you like it. I heard that this thing used to be very powerful. It can unleash a power that is 1,000 times stronger. However, the number of holy wood is getting smaller and smaller. It took me a long time to get my hands on it. Lin Fei had never seen this kind of wood in the ancient books or on the mutant tree list. He also knew that the boundless world was so big that there would always be things that were not completely recorded. This was a very normal thing. Lin Fei smiled. Speaking of which, this gift of yours is really expensive. I am very satisfied. Lin Fei was a very straightforward person. If he liked it, he liked it. If he didn't like it. Hua Xiaoxiao smiled as well. This is only the first item. You are already happy with the first item. I believe that you will like the rest even more. After all, I am very reliable. I hope to have a long-term cooperation with you. When he heard this, Lin Fei understood. Clearly, he had a lot of cooperation with Hua Xiaoxiao. He could more or less guess that Huashao wasn't just here to give him something. She had a small goal as well. No matter what, as long as he was satisfied, the rest wouldn't be a problem. Everything could be discussed. Then, Huashao took out the second box. The item in the second box surprised Lin Fei. That was because there was a seed in the box. The seed contained a rainbow light. It was quite unbelievable. I see that you seem to be very interested in these strange flowers and herbs. This is the seed of a rainbow tree. I heard that when the rainbow tree grows, it can be refined into rainbow light after a certain age. The rainbow light can grind all treasures. I don't know if it's true or not. Anyway, I'll give it to you for you to try. This time, the God Tree of Life was much more active than before. It was obvious that it was quite attractive to this rainbow tree seed. Lin Fei recalled the rainbow light that was mentioned in the ancient book. It was said that it could grind all treasures. It was very magical. It had never appeared before. I heard that it had been missing for tens of thousands of years. This is the last treasure. I believe that you will definitely like it. Chapter 46:13. Lin Fei was very concerned about the first two items that had been taken out. Moreover, this was the third item. Huashao had really done him a huge favor this time. It was impossible to find such an item in the spiritual realm. Lin Fei was very clear about this. He could only obtain such items in the outside world. Lin Fei couldn't help but look forward to the third item. What could it be? It shouldn't be anything simple for Huashao to say such things to him. Even without the third item, Lin Fei was quite satisfied. Anyway, the phoenix heart was useless in his hands. Now, the benefits he received were much greater. Compared to him, his gains were more than 10 times more. Huashao took out the third item. When the third item was taken out, Lin Fei was shocked. It was a little unbelievable. This is the third item that I found with great difficulty. You might not know what it is. Let me tell you, this item is called the primordial sacred wood. I'm not too sure about its origin. Anyway, it is said that this primordial sacred wood is of very ancient existence. There aren't many of them in the Great Thousand World. However, the primordial sacred wood doesn't have much use. It was also a piece of wood, but it seemed a little different. At first glance, it was rather beautiful. It seemed as though the other sacred woods couldn't compare to it. However, only Lin Fei knew in his heart that this piece of wood was the strangest piece of wood he had ever seen that could cause the Tree of Life to react. The Tree of Life in his body was rustling. This kind of noise had never appeared in the past. It was very intense. It was the first time in history. Compared to the previous two items, this made Lin Fei more aware of the value of this primordial sacred wood. In fact, the Tree of Life couldn't stop wanting to devour it. I'm also very satisfied with this gift of yours. Thank you for helping me find these items. It's been a pleasant cooperation between us. Lin Fei took out his phoenix heart and handed it to Huashao. Huashao finally heaved a sigh of relief. She had put in a lot of effort for this item. It would be great if Lin Fei took the initiative to take it out. Huashao was actually worried that Lin Fei would refine this thing when he returned. For an average person, refining the heart of the phoenix was useless, but they could more or less grasp some of its abilities. Now that the heart of the phoenix was finally in his hands, this trip was finally not in vain. Huashao flipped her hand and kept the phoenix heart. She even placed it in a box and sealed all its aura. Actually, I should be the one thanking you. If you hadn't taken the phoenix heart first, I probably wouldn't have had much confidence. The others wouldn't have been as easy to negotiate with as you. Of course, Huashao knew that the phoenix heart was useless to others, but she could sell it in the boundless world. There were many people who wanted the heart of the phoenix, and the price they offered was also very high. Unlike now, after spending some effort and paying a small price, it was completely different from buying it from someone else. Others wouldn't give their family any face. Moreover, the opposing forces of their family would be more than happy to obstruct them, unlike now where there was no news at all. She quietly took the heart of the phoenix. Lin Fei also kept these items. He immediately sent the primordial sacred wood to the God Tree of Life to devour. The moment it entered, the God Tree of Life's branches extended over and pulled the primordial sacred wood over. Other than that, Lin Fei also threw the rainbow God Tree's seed over. He wanted to see if it could grow. Hua Xiaoxiao didn't stay for long after obtaining the heart of the phoenix. She left an address for Lin Fei. She told him to look for her here when he was free. Lin Fei kept the address and remembered it clearly. He didn't send it off. Hua Xiaoxiao had come here secretly, so she naturally didn't want to expose herself. Therefore, she didn't let Lin Fei send her off and left just like that. The refining speed was fast. The effects were really quick. In just a few dozen thoughts it was completely refined. It was much faster than Lin Fei had expected. Of course, the rainbow god tree was much slower. Even so, the seed had started to sprout and appear beside the God Tree of Life. Lin Fei was a little surprised. They thought that the seed wouldn't be able to grow, but it seemed like they had thought too much. What was the God Tree of Life? It was a top God Tree. Wasn't it just taking care of the rainbow God Tree? How troublesome was that? Lin Fei believed that with the nourishment of the God Tree of Life, the rainbow God Tree would grow really quickly. When that happened, it would have the ability to merge. This meant that it wouldn't take long for him to obtain the rainbow godlight. He could use it to farm for any treasure. He was really looking forward to it. What satisfied Lin Fei the most was that there were 2 more beams of light in the sky above the God Tree of Life. Lin Fei's eyes lit up when he saw the 2 beams of light. Why am I so slow? I should have had a chat with Hua Xiaoxiao about where else I could get these God trees. Now, once these God trees are refined and absorbed by the God Tree of Life, they will give birth to a beam of light, or rather, a unique ability. Lin Fei was a little regretful. He had actually forgotten about such an important matter. It seemed like he could only go there in the future. Now, these sky demons were active outside. Lin Fei really couldn't leave. Moreover, the big senior brother of the sky-reaching school, Gao Fan, didn't seem to be a good person. There was even a vague shadow of a sky demon behind him. Lin Fei couldn't leave so easily. He hadn't forgotten about the sky-reaching school and the sky-reaching tree. Lin Fei took down the 2 beams of light. The one on the left was the one that had devoured the holy wood, and the one on the right was the primordial divine wood. Lin Fei first refined the divine light of the holy wood. After a few breaths, Lin Fei opened his hand again. There was 1 more beam of light in his hand. It was the divine light. This divine light was much more powerful than Lin Fei had imagined. I didn't expect that the biggest function of the divine light is to freeze people. It can freeze people of the same realm or higher realm. The stronger one is, the longer it can freeze people. This was a little different from what Hua Xiaoxiao had said. It seemed like the information she had received was not accurate. Lin Fei refined the other beam of light. It was the primordial divine light that made him look forward to its use. Bookhouse website. Chapter 46:14. Compared to the divine light from before, Lin Fei cared more about this primordial divine light. One look and he knew that this primordial divine light was special. Although he didn't know what the primordial divine light was used for, he would know after refining it. After a few more breaths, Lin Fei finally refined the primordial divine light completely. After refining the primordial divine light, Lin Fei's expression changed. He had really underestimated the effects of this primordial divine light. I didn't expect this to happen. This primordial divine light is so effective. Hua Xiaoxiao really gave me a good gift. Even Lin Fei couldn't believe it himself. The effect of this primordial divine light was actually so special. If this were to spread outside, many people would be dumbfounded. There was a divine light in each of Lin Fei's hands. The 2 divine lights actually fused together in an instant. Primordial and divine light were 2 different existences, but these 2 things actually had the effect of fusing together. Even Lin Fei was quite surprised. If he hadn't refined it, he really wouldn't have known. When primordial and divine light fused together, it turned into a special power called infinity. Because divine light was incomparably vast, and primordial was the origin of everything. When these two powers fused together, it instantly turned into infinity. At this moment, Lin Fei had an additional mass of infinity power in his hands. This infinity power was the most special power that Lin Fei had ever seen. It was boundless, and he couldn't feel any changes. This infinity power contained infinity. It was extremely powerful and penetrative. It was more than 100 times stronger than the usual power. Such a small infinity power could instantly kill a peak-stage heavenly king existence. Even a heavenly monarch expert would be afraid in front of this infinity power and wouldn't dare to act recklessly. This was really a power that Lin Fei didn't even dare to think about. Lin Fei flipped through countless ancient books and quickly flipped through them. He always remembered which ancient book he had seen this power. This power was called infinity power. He just couldn't remember it at the moment, but he remembered it clearly. Lin Fei looked through all the books around him, but there was nothing. He could not help but furrow his brows. Finally, he began to search in the river of memories. This search really allowed Lin Fei to find some clues about infinite power. He was a little stunned as he muttered to himself. I didn't remember wrongly. There really is such an infinite power. It should be a legendary power. It's very special, but ordinary people can't cultivate it at all. It's very rare for such a power to appear. However, once it appears, one can become a top expert among top experts. In Lin Fei's memory river, there wasn't much information about limitless power. It was fragmented and incomplete. However, this limitless power was truly terrifying to Lin Fei. It was a pity that there was only such a small ball of infinite power. As for how to cultivate it and how to make it more, it was also unknown. Fortunately, Lin Fei's mentality was good. Although this infinite power was only a small ball, it didn't matter. It could still come in handy at critical moments. For example, when dealing with those heaven monarch experts, it could catch them off guard. It could be considered a form of self-defense. At least for the current Lin Fei, the appearance of this infinite power was really good. Therefore, he sent the infinite power into his body. It landed on the divine tree of life. After reaching the top of the divine tree of life, Lin Fei saw a trace of abnormality. After the infinite power landed on the divine tree of life, it was actually nourished by the divine tree of life and had a trace of strength. This caused Lin Fei's face to light up with joy. He had really stumbled upon this by accident. He had never thought that the divine tree of life could slowly strengthen the infinite power. But now it was really like that. Although it wasn't very obvious, Lin Fei could clearly feel it. Perhaps after 10 or 8 years, this infinite power would become even stronger. I should go out more in the future. Otherwise, how would I know about the good stuff outside? Lin Fei's heart was filled with joy. With such a trump card, he would no longer need to fear those experts. If they really came, this infinite power would be able to catch them off guard. The number of heaven demons outside Tianyuan City began to increase. They began to surround the city, and looked like they were going to attack. Fortunately, after the first victory, these people in Tianyuan City didn't panic. Instead, they looked like they were eager to have a try. In their opinion, as long as these heaven demons dared to come, they would dare to kill them. Previously, such a powerful heaven demon was taken down by Lin Fei. This time, if another heaven demon came, it would also be taken down. Because of this belief, the entire Tianyuan city wasn't replaced by fear. Lin Fei came to the city wall and looked at the heaven demons in the distance with a slight frown. This time, the number of heaven demons was more than before, and they looked like they were coming in a menacing manner. Fortunately, Lin Fei had Tianyuan City open the array formation. As long as they didn't attack, the consumption of the array formation wasn't considered big. Junior brother Lin Fei, That heaven demon over there should be the heaven demon king who presides over this attack. The city lord of Mount June stood beside Lin Fei and pointed to a heaven demon king in the distance. He's called Luoshan Heaven Demon King. It seems that his influence isn't low. These heaven demons are very obedient. I just don't know when they will attack. I guess they won't play any night attack again. This time, the heaven demons came to attack again, and Mount June still had some pressure. Compared to the last time, there were more heaven demons this time. At a glance, there were at least tens of thousands of heaven demons present. Just this number alone was a huge pressure for their Tianyuan city. In addition, with that heaven demon king overseeing, they really didn't dare to be careless and could only treat it carefully. Lin Fei of Heaven Reaching Church, I know you. Locke losing to you is not an injustice, but this time, you won't be so lucky. The voice of Luoshan Heaven Demon King drifted over and fell on the top of the crowd. Lin Fei also said with a smile, I think your strength is almost the same as Locke's. If you want to attack Tianyuan City, then go ahead. Anyway, I'll be waiting here. Don't put on a menacing appearance. When the time comes, you'll lose your momentum. On the other side, Luoshan Heavenly Demon King laughed heartily. You are really a straightforward person. How about we fight for a few rounds? Let me see what kind of strength a personal disciple of Tianyuan City has. It's fine as long as it's not just an empty reputation. Chapter 46:15. No one had expected that the Luoshan Celestial Demon King would actually take the initiative to attack. The invitation to Lin Fei surprised many people present. On the other hand, the heavenly demon let out a thunderous roar. All of their gazes became intense, as if they could not wait for the two sides to fight it out. After Lin Fei saw this scene, he understood what was going on. This was to accumulate momentum. After all, the Sky Demon had not attacked yet, but attacking would consume momentum. Without his aura, his combat power would be much weaker. This Demon King Luoshan really knew how to choose. Jun Shan, who was at the side, also said, Junior brother Lin Fei, this Luoshan Heavenly Devil King is really good at calculating. He is planning to have a fight with you. If you lose to him, the morale of these heavenly devils will become exuberant. At that time, they will put in more effort to attack Tianyuan City. Their combat strength will also increase a lot. This is a good method and can be considered as an ancient method. Others might not know about such means, but Jun Shan was very clear about it. He admired this Luoshan Great Demon King even more. If Lin Fei didn't accept the challenge, he would naturally appear to be afraid of Luoshan Heavenly Demon King in the eyes of the people of Tianyuan City. However, if they went out and lost, it would be a huge blow to the morale of Tianyuan City. This could be considered as a way to break the situation. Who told Locke to lose the night raid last time? Instead, it made everyone in Tianyuan City unite as one. This time, Luoshan Great Demon King was going to break the idea of unity. When that happened, the attack would be very smooth. This kind of fighting method was rare, but the effect was very good. Isn't it just a fight? It's really nothing to me. If he wants to fight, then let's fight. It's also a good opportunity for me to witness the power of the Sky Demons. I really didn't have a good time with Locke last time. This time, I can have a good time. Lin Fei laughed. The last time he sparred with Locke was indeed nothing special. The difference in strength was quite big. This time, it would be different if he were to fight against this Luoshan Heavenly Demon King. He could feel how powerful this Luoshan Heavenly Demon King was. He was much stronger than Locke. At the very least, it would be 2 or 3 levels stronger. Luoshan Celestial Demon King, to think that you would want to spar with me. I definitely have no objections to that. I'm a straightforward person. Lin Fei went out. He appeared in the sky above the Heavenly Demon. At this moment, Luoshan Heavenly Demon King also flew over and faced Lin Fei. He didn't expect that Lin Fei, the personal disciple of the Heavens Reaching Church, would really dare to come out. Was he not afraid of losing? But no matter what, his provocation had indeed paid off. If the other party really came out, as long as they took down Lin Fei, when the time came to attack Tianyuan City, it would save them a lot of trouble. The Luoshan Demon King still had this bit of awareness. You're quite gutsy. However, I like gutsy people like you. This is a good opportunity for me to see just how strong your personal disciple is. As soon as his voice fell, the Luoshan Celestial Demon King pounced over like a stream of light. He used close combat technique. 2 huge hammers actually appeared in his hands and turned into 2 streams of light as they attacked from both sides. The left side was a hammer technique, while the right side was actually a blade technique mixed together. It just so happened that, after the hammer technique and blade technique were mixed together, the power was actually amplified. This made Lin Fei a little surprised. This Luoshan Celestial Demon King was quite unconventional. He actually mastered such a technique. No wonder he had the confidence to fight with me. When it came to close combat, Lin Fei wasn't afraid of the other party. Lin Fei's sword intent directly blocked in front of him. With this block, Lin Fei could feel how powerful the Luoshan Celestial Demon King was. His strength was indeed quite strong. After the amplification, even ordinary heavenly kings wouldn't be able to withstand it. No wonder this guy could stand alone. He was indeed quite capable. With this block, Lin Fei's sword intent was shattered. This test also made Lin Fei realize that this guy was indeed a little difficult to endure. The Luoshan Celestial Demon King also laughed. Bring out your techniques. If you still use your sword intent to fight against my techniques, I'm afraid that I might accidentally kill you. That would be a pity for the personal disciple of the Heaven-Reaching Church. I reckon that the Heaven-Reaching Church would be heartbroken for a long time without one. It's not easy to nurture a talent these days. At this moment, the Luoshan Celestial Demon King also knew how to act hypocritically. Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Following which, his sword intent blocked the surroundings and turned into streams of light, attacking directly. Didn't you say that you're very strong? Then come and give it a try. My sword intent isn't that easy to deal with. These sword intents flooded over like a sky full of starlight. Even the Luoshan Celestial Demon King felt a lot of pressure at this moment. These streams of light didn't have any techniques to speak of. They were untraceable. The most important thing was that Lin Fei had instantly pulled away and was standing far away. A sky extermination bow also landed in his hand. So. Streams of light attacked directly, instantly forming a reversal. The might of Lin Fei's archery was still very strong. Especially after his strength had increased, it was indeed very different. Streaks of light filled the void, leaving no trace behind. After the Luoshan Celestial Demon King blocked this arrow, another arrow appeared. This caused him to be tired of defending. The experts on Tianyuan City's side also heaved a sigh of relief. At the very least, junior brother Lin Fei's strength was really strong. He was able to suppress the other party's attack, and even seemed to have the upper hand. From the looks of it, junior brother Lin Fei shouldn't lose. We can finally heave a sigh of relief. The Luoshan Celestial Demon King is probably feeling very depressed. He must be incomparably depressed. No matter what, he's a Celestial Demon King, and he was the one who took the initiative to ask for a spar with our junior brother Lin Fei. From the looks of it, junior brother Lin Fei is definitely going to win this spar. Just as they were rejoicing in their hearts, they realized that the Luoshan Celestial Demon King's speed had suddenly increased. His strength had also increased, and he was actually able to send those streams of light flying one by one. He continued to close the distance, and revealed a smile on his face. Your long-range attacks are indeed strong. However, it's still too difficult to suppress me. Haven't you heard that our celestial demon race specializes in speed and close combat? With a swoosh, the Luoshan Celestial Demon King closed the distance once more. A cruel smile appeared on his face. Lin Fei smiled at this moment. Actually, you really shouldn't have gotten close to me at this moment. I've long prepared this move for you. If you hadn't come, I wouldn't have had the chance to execute it. There was a loud rumbling sound. A sky full of lightning descended and turned into a lightning zone. Tree branches extended out from the void and instantly wrapped around the Luoshan celestial demon king's body. Bookseller's website. Chapter 46:16. After the rumbling thunderbolts fell, the speed of Luoshan's celestial demon king was instantly suppressed. Even though his speed was extremely fast, he did not dare to look down on these emperor-level great waves of thunder. He was also slightly shocked. He had underestimated the strength of Lin Fei of the Sky-Reaching Church. Being able to master such a great way indeed had a certain impact on the celestial demons. What made Luoshan's celestial demon king feel the most incredulous was that the branches that stretched out were extremely hard. They pierced through his body in an instant. At such a close distance, he did not have any defense at all. He was directly pierced through. After being pierced, he felt the life energy in his body instantly rushing out like a flood. Could not be stopped at all. Lin Fei also came over. Are you very surprised? This is the gift I specially prepared for you. I don't know if you like it or not. If you don't like it, I can give you another one. Luoshan's celestial demon king wanted to curse. Bastard, how can you have such a technique? You are obviously from the Sky-Reaching Church. It's impossible for you to have such a technique. Did you steal the secret of our celestial demon clan? The rumbling thunderbolts kept echoing. The people outside could not see clearly what was going on inside. The power of lightning interweaved together to form a special zone. Those who were not strong enough could not see it clearly. Their eyes would hurt, and there were only a few people who could see it clearly. Interesting. The technique I've mastered is not something that your celestial demon clan can compare with. Don't you want to fight with me? Now let's see how you perform. In the blink of an eye, Luoshan's celestial demon king felt that he could not stand it anymore. His whole body was replaced by a kind of weakness. He finally knew how Luoku was defeated. This guy must not get close to him. If he did, he would be in big trouble. Unfortunately, as soon as this thought flashed through his mind, Luoshan's celestial demon king collapsed. A thunderbolt bombarded him and tore his body into pieces. His life energy was gone, leaving only an empty shell. Naturally, he could not withstand the attack of the power of thunder. In the blink of an eye, the thunderbolt disappeared, and the scene became quiet again. The mood of the heavenly demon clan's side instantly fluctuated. All of them looked at the Luoshan heavenly demon king who had disappeared into the sky, unable to accept this. On the other hand, the people from Tianyuan City were cheering. What are you guys waiting for? Now is the best time to take action. Let's attack together. Don't let them escape. These sky demons are still very meaningful. Lin Fei took out the sky extermination bow. Beams of light shot down and instantly, the sky demons below suffered a calamity. The power of thunder was contained within, moving like a thunder dragon, instantly paralyzing the sky demons. The human race experts of Tianyuan City were still in a state of shock, but upon hearing Lin Fei's voice, they all cheered and rushed out. Against these heavenly demons, 2 against 1 or 3 against 1. Their movements were very fast. In the blink of an eye, these heavenly devils were submerged by the experts of Tianyuan City. Kill all these heavenly demons. We can't let them do as they please. Ha 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 ha, I also killed a heavenly demon. You're just one. I've already killed 3 heavenly demons. The strength of these heavenly demons has been suppressed, and their movements have been slowed down. This is a great opportunity for me to kill them. Even the Luoshan heavenly demon king of the heavenly demon clan wasn't a match for Lin Fei, which made the experts of Tianyuan City perk up. It turned out that the heavenly demons weren't as scary as they had imagined. 2 victories in a row. Lin Fei's arrow light continued to attack. When it landed, the land of thunder spread out, directly suppressing these experts of the heavenly demon clan. Most of these heavenly demons had average strength. It was the same for the lowest strength. Their speed was fast, but with the influence of the power of thunder, their speed was slowed down. It was easier to deal with them. From start to finish, it took about 2 hours. Except for a portion of the heavenly demons that escaped, most of the heavenly demons were suppressed. Countless heavenly demons died on the scene. Of course, many experts of the human race also died. In comparison, the harvest this time was still huge. They had achieved a huge victory. Jun Shan, the city lord, also personally took action and dealt with many heavenly demon kings. As for Lin Fei, he suppressed all the heavenly demons with his long-range means and achieved a huge victory. When everyone looked at Lin Fei, they were full of gratitude and worship. They also realized that Tianyuan City wasn't that easy to break through and had absolute confidence. I didn't expect that we would defeat the heavenly demons again. Jun Shan also flew back and finally let out a sigh of relief. Originally, he felt a lot of pressure this time. He didn't expect it to be resolved like this, which was out of Jun Shan's expectation. Of course, the one who made the biggest contribution this time was Lin Fei. If it wasn't for Lin Fei's power of thunder suppressing these heavenly demons, they would have to pay a huge price to fight with these heavenly demons. Especially these heavenly demons were fast, had high close combat skills, and had great power. If they were to face them, they really had no chance of winning. But now, they had defeated these heavenly demons in a crushing manner. I've already said that these heavenly demons aren't as powerful as you think. As long as we suppress their advantage, they will naturally be easy to deal with. Luoshan Heavenly Demon King was too conceited. If he knew that Lin Fei had such means, he really wouldn't have dared to approach. In the end, he suffered a huge loss and even lost his life. This was also the best solution that Lin Fei could think of. These heavenly demon experts were indeed not easy to deal with, especially with their strong physical bodies. If they wanted to kill them, they could only rely on the power of the divine tree of life. Fortunately, now that they had the power of thunder, after spreading it out, they could suppress the heavenly demon clan. At that time, they could use the divine tree of life to kill them instantly. The effect was also quite good. With Locke in front and Luoshan Heavenly Demon King behind, Lin Fei had also grasped the shortcut. There wasn't that much pressure to deal with them and it was easy. As for what others would think, Lin Fei didn't care much. Who didn't have a few means? Anyway, it was enough for him to defend Tianyuan City. After dealing with these heavenly demons, Lin Fei returned to the city lord's mansion. He left the rest to Jun Shan. Jun Shan also reported the matter here to the Sky Reaching Church as soon as possible. When the Sky Reaching Church heard this, they were very shocked. This Lin Fei was quite resourceful. He defeated the attack of the Heavenly Demon Clan so quickly. And he killed a Heavenly Demon King. Chapter 46:17. On a mountain peak of the Heavens Reaching Church, several people were sitting together. They were led by a young man, Gao Fan, the eldest senior brother of the Heavens Reaching Church. There were also several elders sitting next to him, all of whom had considerable influence in the Heavens Reaching Church. Facing the eldest senior brother, Gao Fan, they were quite respectful. This disciple of Lin Fei is really capable. He captured Locke not long ago, and now he killed Luoshan. It seems that there should be no big problem in Tianyuan City. Many cities under the immortal sects have been captured. Our Heavens Reaching Church is still fine, especially Lin Fei, who has killed 2 powerful celestial demon kings. These elders had received the news and knew that the celestial demons had attacked the city again. It was still Tianyuan City. Finally, it was blocked by Lin Fei, and he even killed Luoshan's celestial demon king, who was the leader, and obtained a great victory. This was a very happy thing for the entire Heavens Reaching Church. Then send some spirit stones to Tianyuan City, and let them guard Tianyuan City well. Also, praise Lin Fei. It is naturally a good thing to have him guarding Tianyuan City. After the matter was settled, these elders also retreated one by one. In the blink of an eye, it was quiet. However, several figures appeared beside the eldest senior brother, Gao Fan. No one knew when they appeared, and they all half knelt in front of him. Go back and tell them that if they can't even handle such a small matter, what's the use of keeping them? The eldest senior brother, Gao Fan, was really a little puzzled. Lin Fei's strength was really valiant. Even Luoshan's celestial demon king was not a match for him. The whole team was destroyed, but it helped Lin Fei. This was something that the eldest senior brother, Gao Fan, did not expect before. Originally, he sent Lin Fei away to prevent him from gaining a certain influence in the heavens-reaching church. Although Lin Fei took away the fate divine wood last time, it seemed that he did not have any intention of becoming the future leader. In the opinion of the eldest senior brother, Lin Fei was not ordinary. That was why he kicked him out and sent him to guard the city. If the heavenly demons were to take over the city, Lin Fei's influence in the sect would become lower and lower. However, he did not expect to fail twice in a row. Instead, he lost a large number of skyfiends. This made eldest senior brother Gao Fan very unhappy. If it was any other time, it wouldn't be a big deal at all. But now that Lin Fei could exterminate Luoshan Heavenly Demon King, it was obvious that other heavenly demons would have some difficulty attacking Tianyuan City. This was not a good thing. Tell them that this Tianyuan City must be taken down. After killing the Luoshan Celestial Demon King, Lin Fei returned to the City Lord Mansion. After obtaining a few rings, Lin Fei was most concerned about the Luoshan Heavenly Demon King's ring. He wanted to see what was around here. To be able to become such a heavenly demon king, he must have a certain amount of wealth. As for how much he could gain, Lin Fei didn't care. It was purely because he was bored. With this check, he found quite a number of things. Other than spirit stones, there were quite a number of techniques. As for the techniques, Lin Fei was rather curious. He also knew the strength of these heavenly demons, especially when it came to close combat. They were quite powerful. Especially their speed. If an ordinary person encountered Luoshan Heavenly Demon King, they wouldn't be able to take it and would be killed instantly. The first thing he saw was a speed-type movement technique. Of course, to Lin Fei, these movement techniques weren't as fast as his demon god escape. Therefore, he put them aside. Other than that, Lin Fei saw a technique that he was rather concerned about. This technique was called Sky Demon Fusion. The greatest effect of this Sky Demon Fusion was that it could fuse the strength of a few people together and instantly reach a new level. There were no side effects. It was just that the duration wasn't considered long. This was a rather powerful cultivation technique. It seemed like this Luoshan Heavenly Demon King didn't cultivate it. Other than these techniques, Lin Fan also saw quite a few movement techniques. All of them were close combat techniques that were rather sharp and domineering. I've got to keep my guard up when I fight with these sky demons in the future. These close combat techniques of theirs are pretty impressive. Lin Fan had thought that there wasn't much else in here. But to his surprise, Lin Fei's eyes lit up. He saw yet another item. He took it out casually. This item landed in Lin Fei's hands. It was an extremely inconspicuous black crystal. When it saw the black crystal, the tree of life within his body started to move. For Lin Fei, as long as there was some movement from the tree of life, it would mean one thing. That was, this thing was definitely a good thing. It could also be said that the tree of life had become a unique existence that could differentiate between good and bad treasures. Lin Fei was rather pleased. He casually sent the black crystal to the side of the tree of life. In the blink of an eye, it was absorbed and refined by the tree of life. He had thought that was it. He didn't expect that after refining it, the tree of life would spit out a trace of power. This trace of power was instantly absorbed by his physical body. In an instant, Lin Fei felt as if he had eaten an immortal peach. His entire body became relaxed and happy. Even his flesh and cells were growing stronger. In just a short period of time, Lin Fei could already feel the incredible changes that had taken place within it. What kind of stone is this? It has such a strong effect. Even my physical body has been improved. Not only has my physical body's defense been improved, but even my physical strength has been improved. This was a pleasant surprise for Lin Fei. He didn't care much about the black crystal at first, but he didn't expect its effect to be so strong. Lin Fei's current fleshly body was very different from the fleshly bodies cultivated by ordinary people. They weren't the same type. It was even more difficult to improve it, especially now that he had a half-step Heavenly King physical body. It would be a little difficult to improve it further. The appearance of the black crystal made Lin Fei realize that he seemed to have found a way to improve his physical body. Without saying anything, Lin Fei went to bring back a few skyfiends. These skyfiends were all Saint Kings, and they were also very powerful. Their strength had been suppressed, and they were all extremely well behaved. After being brought back by Lin Fei and searched their souls, he couldn't be bothered to talk nonsense with them. Lin Fei didn't want to know that someone was looking for these black crystals. After searching their souls, Lin Fei also knew what this black crystal was. So this black stone is called an essence crystal. It's a higher level existence than a spirit stone. Lin Fei had seen some records about essence crystals. It was indeed a high-level power. It was said that only heavenly monarchs could use it. Chapter 46:18. The appearance of essence crystals allowed Lin Fei to find a new path in an instant. Unfortunately, these fellas did not have essence crystals in their pockets at all. It was also a rather helpless thing. It would be fine if he did not know. But once he knew, then Lin Fei would have to improve his physical body no matter what. Especially when exchanging blows with these heaven demons, if his physical body was not strong enough, it would really be hard to seriously injure them. He might even be able to kill them. The divine tree of life was useful, but it had to be used at critical times. At this time, the physical body became crucial. It's a pity that there are not many essence crystals in the spiritual realm at all. If I want essence crystals, I can only go outside. Even if I go outside, I might not be able to obtain these essence crystals. Lin Fei also had some headache. He had finally found this path with great difficulty, but in the end, these essence crystals became hard to find. This really made Lin Fei a little displeased. This also made Lin Fei even more eager to go outside. Traveling to the outside world was the most important thing for him to improve his strength. Unfortunately, the appearance of these heaven demons had disrupted Lin Fei's footstep. Sitting in his study, Lin Fei secretly pondered for a while. If he wanted to obtain these essence crystals, he could only go to a large-scale auction house. Only then would he have a chance to obtain essence crystals. Looks like I can only find some time to go out. Go to the nearest small world, preferably a small trading city. That way I can find some clues about essence crystals. It would have been fine if he did not know. Once he knew, Lin Fei could not sit still. Of course, he also knew that wanting to obtain essence crystals was not an easy thing. If Lin Fei wanted to obtain essence crystals, he would have to take out something of the same quality. And now, Lin Fei was completely empty-handed. He really did not have many things that he could take out. The only thing that could be considered more valuable should be the divine tree of life. After all, the divine tree of life was different from other things, especially the limitless energy that it specially condensed. This thing was good. It was top-notch in healing injuries. Even if one's realm was high, as long as they had this limitless energy, they would naturally be able to repair their physical body. After thinking about it, this was the only thing that could be exchanged for some essence crystals. As for how many essence crystals his physical body needed to devour to constantly strengthen, Lin Fei did not know. Regardless, Lin Fei could be considered to have found a way. In the following time, what Lin Fei did was to constantly urge the divine tree of life to produce drops of limitless energy. These drops of limitless energy were stored in a jade bottle by Lin Fei. Every bottle contained 10 drops. The effect of 10 drops of unlimited energy was quite good. To ordinary saint rulers, a single drop was enough to heal their injuries, and 3 drops would allow them to recover to their peak condition. Even Lin Fei knew that this was a good item. Anyone who saw it would be tempted to make a move. At that time, whether or not he could exchange for essence crystals would depend on this thing. In fact, if Lin Fei really wanted to exchange something for it, he could still do so. For example, this rainbow tree that had already grown. In just a few days, the 7-colored seed grew and turned into a 7-colored tree. At present, it was not very high. If he sold it, it could definitely be sold for a good price. Tianyuan City had once again defeated a heavenly demon and killed a heavenly demon king. This news had also spread in the spiritual world, causing an uproar. After all, other places had been attacked by the heavenly demons. It was not easy to find a place that could resist the heavenly demons. Naturally, they felt some joy and motivation. At least, in their opinion, the heavenly demons were not impossible to deal with. Tianyuan City had successfully defeated the heavenly demons and killed a heavenly demon king. The heaven-reaching church also sent a few elders to express their condolences. Lin Fei also came out to meet the elders. These elders came to take a look at Tianyuan City and praise them a few times. It could be regarded as an encouragement to everyone. Lin Fei did not say much about this. After all, he was merely going through the motions. Before leaving, an elder took out a box. Junior brother Lin Fei, it is not easy for you to stay in Tianyuan City. These heavenly demons are not easy to deal with. This is a little reward from the sect. Before Lin Fei opened the box, he already knew what was inside. That was because his physical body had actually started to stir slightly. This was a feeling that he had not felt before. However, Lin Fei was very smart and he immediately remembered it. Perhaps there were crystals in the box. In fact, there were really crystals inside. After exchanging some pleasantries, Lin Fei put away the box. When they left, he returned to the study room. When he opened it, he found that there were indeed a few crystals inside. Each of these crystals was the size of a fist and was very heavy. Compared to the crystals found from the heavenly demon king, it was a lot bigger. Lin Fei could not help but laugh. Truly, one can wear out iron shoes in fruitless search, only to find it by chance. I was still anxiously looking for yuan crystals. Who would have thought that the sect would send them over? Even though there are only 5 yuan crystals, it will be of great help to me. This was really an unexpected surprise for Lin Fei. He was still wondering where to find these crystals, and now the sect actually took the initiative to send them over. With these 5 crystals, Lin Fei felt that he had a great hope to break through to the heavenly king level in one fell swoop. When the body reached the real heavenly king level, it would be different. Moreover, the effect of swallowing these crystals would be more obvious. In contrast, the body would become stronger, and the strength of the body would also become stronger. This was the biggest difference. Lin Fei was quite touched. At this time, he really wanted to say thank you to the Heavenly Reaching School. The gift this time was really too satisfying. This also made Lin Fei have a new idea about the Heavenly Reaching School. Senior brother Gao Fan also wanted to be the sect master, but he just wanted to rule the entire Heavenly Reaching School. At that time, the treasures inside would belong to him. Now that he had found these crystals, Lin Fei felt that he could also be the sect master of the Heavenly Reaching School. He couldn't possibly give everything to someone else, right? How could there be such a good thing? If senior brother Gao Fan knew what Lin Fei was thinking, he would probably smash the table with one palm. Originally, he sent some things down to brush off Lin Fei, but he did not expect that Lin Fei would have other ideas. If he had known this, senior brother Gao Fan would never have done this. He would rather arrange for a few elders to go down to express his condolences. Why did he have to do this? This was really looking for a big trouble for himself. Gao Fan, who was drinking tea, suddenly yawned. He turned around and looked around. He seemed to be a little curious. Could it be that someone was thinking of him? It should not be possible. It was good enough that those guys did not curse him to die early.